live from the middle of nowhere in the storms. Hello, fellow travelers. I'm Mark.
I'm Jocelyn.
In case you members and patrons had no idea who we were on this crazy Friday night with my big glass of water right now. I'll have something different a little bit later, but I'm starting with a glass of water to stay hydrated because Wednesday I need to stay more hydrated with water a bit.
Hi, everyone. Let's see who's here. Purdue, Jennifer, Mark, us, Kui, the Galvat and Gals, Sherry, Scorpio Sue, Paul, Michael, Allison, Kathy, Mashe. Now we're zipping through other. Katie. Hey.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody on here.
Nice
it's been another week, and I don't know how your state is, but our state announced that we get to spend another month stuck together.
Rock on! We're so excited.
So,
oh God, pray for us.
Yeah, fun times. It got to the point that now I'm like, you know what? You can look for RVs now for when this is over. I don't care. It's fine.
Mark's like, let's just get out. And I'm like, well, okay. Oh, hey.
Hey, Billy Rubin. I'm Mark, and this is Jocelyn from Walter's World, in case you didn't know. Hey, Mom.
Hi, Robert, Ryan, Allison, Billy, Katrina.
Eliza, Derek, hope you guys are doing well.
Eliz?
I thought it was Eliz with an A.
Liz.
I'm sorry. That's why I always mess up.
He really got a problem.
Yeah, that's why I just say Derek all the time. I'm probably saying Derek wrong as well. It's probably Derek. I'm just screwing it up. He's all fancy and stuff. You know, he didn't take any marketing in Indiana, or he took something abroad. I'm not.
Christian had the most funny destination for our RV stuff when Mark asked on our Facebook page for you guys what we should do, and he said my house. I thought that was funny. Thank you for that.
So for those of you who are on here, if you have not got on the Facebook group yet, I mean, if you have Facebook, we do have the Superheroes of Walter's World. That is for all of our patrons and all of our members on YouTube. If you look in Patreon, and you'll see in one of our posts it talks about it. And if you go to the community feed in Facebook and you click on like for members only stuff, you'll see in there there'll be a link for that you can go to and just say, hey, like request to be in, and we'll get you in. So we do have that. So
Eric, you sent your kids to bed? It's 8:00. My kids won't be in bed for like 4 hours.
Because he's a better parent than we are. Right? Hello. Everyone's a better parent than us lately.
Hey, look how nerdy we are today. Totally. Mark went to our friends. They have a farm. And he filmed, they have this little patch of trees, and he went and filmed in their trees.
Well, no, I didn't film by the trees. I actually filmed next to the trees with because my buddy texted me at 6:00 in the morning, which usually would have been fine because I'm up at that time. But now that my body has adjusted and I'm waking up at like 7:45, he's like, hey, wind's not going to be bad until later today because where we live it's really windy. So he's like, come and get here like after the fog, but before the sun. La la la. I'm like, all right. So I got there like 8:30. And I filmed an entire class of little videos for Professor Walters because I have originally it was going to be a 3-week course in Austria where I was with the students face to face. And I love teaching that way. But now I have to do it online. And how I want to do it, I don't want to have to do like on the Professor Walters channel. For those of you that do hop on, and I do appreciate those of you that hop on the Professor Walters one and give me some support. My students are not watching it hardly at all. I mean, it's mostly like Walter's World people, and then there's some actually not students that aren't my students are actually watching it to learn, so that's kind of cool. But I'm like, all right, I need to put this together so it's more of the YouTube 5 to 10 minute long thing, because in my other classes, those are getting watched. So I'm like, all right, I got to do this. So I went out there and knocked out 10 videos on the basics of social media marketing. So I'm going to try to do a combination of those. So it's been an interesting thing seeing the students that aren't really watching, and I'm like, well, you got a project you still have to do. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting.
So he left this morning and he came home, and I had put on the same shirt
because we are twinsies.
However, I was trying to say that, and then you just went on a 5-minute diatribe. Shut up, Mark.
See, that didn't have the right passion for it. You gotta like
No,
build.
I don't have
it.
any passion anymore. I am beat down. This is who I am. Shut up, Mark.
All right.
I just don't care anymore. Just shut up, Mark.
I hear you.
That's it.
Hey, Mr. Dan, 242W. Good to see you on there.
Oh, Michael, go ahead. Jennifer, you guys resist Facebook. You don't have to be part of the Facebook group.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing is...
It's okay. There's no pressure to do it.
Like, we'll still do all the announcements and post all the videos and stuff like that on both, and the links for this on the Patreon thing, on YouTube, on the community feed where it goes in for members and stuff like that. So we're still going to have all those. It's just that the Facebook one, it's been really cool to see everybody like sharing stories and helping each other out. It's grown way faster than I thought it would, like with how you all have really helped each other so far. And it's going to be exciting when we all can actually...
We don't even need to be on it. It's really, let's just face it, it's you guys.
You guys are rocking.
You guys are just like having fun to get to know each other. I love it. We don't have to we don't have to be part of it. I enjoy being part of it. It's fun, but I love that you guys, I say it all the time. We really enjoy that you guys like each other. That's always been our point in life, is to make other people friends and family who are not friends and family. So
Eric, I'm glad you're enjoying the lectures, the SOSTIC model, even that one. That model is actually super helpful, but it's weird because when I teach that was like a 30-minute presentation. That presentation in class takes 2 hour-and-a-half classes. But since we don't have it's weird trying to figure out how to teach these when you need the working together kind of stuff. So it's really interesting. Hey, Terry, hope you're doing well.
The gals apparently do the matching shirt thing too. And whoever has it on first wins, and the other one has to change.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, I don't remember any videos you guys wearing the same shirt. But yeah, very nice, very nice. Hey, Tom, good to see you, my friend.
You don't have to cave, Michael. I'm telling you, you're not missing out.
There's no FOMO. We don't do FOMO here.
You know what I did the other day?
No fear of missing out.
I joined Twitter, and because I wanted to read comments on something that somebody had written to him, and I was trying to comprehend it. So I wanted to go read it. So I had to join stupid Twitter, and now I'm like, and you can't even delete your account. You have to deactivate it. I'm like, no, I don't want it. The fact that I can't makes me think it's like the mark of the beast. I'm like, I should be able to get rid of it.
Let it go. It's like Facebook. You're like, I got rid of that. No, you didn't.
But you can't really. It's creepy.
So, Michael, you just stay safe, my friend. You stay safe. You be good, okay? Yeah. So anyway, we have some topics that people want to talk about this week. And so some of them I know that we actually talked about in our live feed, and some of you asked those while we were there. We had one, Paul was asking about, going on a solo trip versus going on an in-depth, like going on a group trip that really goes in depth. We had Nick was asking, well, this one we didn't get to talk on, but Nick Peterson was asking about foreign currency and when to use cash, when to use credit card. Lauren's got, asked about cell phones abroad, and Sue's asking about budget tips for trying with her and her teenage kid and some stuff there. So we're going to answer some of those questions as we go through tonight. But before we get started, I wanted to go through a few things. So I wanted to give you, actually, I'll type this up when she's talking later. So we've got.
I get to talk later?
You do.
Oh, crap.
Briefly.
Oh, wait.
Only about important things.
Y'all better get me a drink.
I will. But I wanted to tell you, so we're through April, and we're still in quarantine, and we're moving into May with the quarantine stuff. So we're going to change things up a little bit, okay? So a lot of you know we've been doing the Wine and Whiskey Wednesday night ones, and we do the Saturday morning live feeds. We're doing both of those. Starting in May, starting next week, we're just going to be doing the Wine and Whiskey Wednesday one. And we're going to cut out this Saturday live feed for the kind of open mic morning on Saturday. We might do one or two, but we're not going to make it a full-time thing because I have this online course I'm going to have to teach, and I have so much I have to film for this. It's just wearing us out. I mean, it's just crazy. And
I feel like we are more busy in quarantine than we have been out of quarantine. Maybe it's because I have to cook 3 meals a day. 2.5.
I cook.
I know.
I help.
I'm not saying you don't, but there's just a lot more going on physically in our house than there ever has been before. And I think, my God, the messes. But also I think the
homeschooling as well. That's been.
Can we just stop?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just done.
Sometimes for Liam, I got his stuff already on Monday. I'm like, here's your packet, go. You got it all done by Wednesday, so he was free. Caleb, we still have one math assignment left, but it's just like, so that just really, really is getting with you. Yeah, I like Michael Mons. Yeah, the Saturday morning one was too early to drink wine anyway. Good call, Mike. Good call. You are a smart man. Smart man.
Sherry was asking whether she should go to Europe in September or next May. I'm leaning toward May.
I'd lean toward next May, especially where we're gonna go because you've had. So I'm putting a list of like Q&A videos, kind of like when can we travel again, stuff like that. 'Cause a lot of people asked, and you got to say like we don't really know, but like. Some places like Czech Republic, I know, was it Paul? I know Paul was the one that put that up on there on the Facebook group. How the Czech Republic was like, no, it's going to be a year. I mean, I don't think it'll be a year because these economies, I mean, you can't, when your economy is so much dependent on tourism, especially international tourism, you can't not have it. You're not going to survive. No matter how like strong you want to look, you just realize you need the money there.
No, Carlos, we answer your questions here too. We ask in advance so that if there's ever a lull, which there rarely is.
Everyone has their own conversations on the side. Like how we have our own conversations.
Right, there's always stuff, but if there's a lull and you guys are doing other stuff, we'll go ahead and answer those questions so that.
Yeah, so those are ones we're going to get through for sure. Inside Lauren's friend, congrats everyone. We're making it to April. Yes, we all made it. Awesome job. Thank you everybody for social distancing, staying home, doing all this kind of stuff. I know it's going to get hard in March because the weather's really nice, a lot of places and stuff like that, but we're still doing our part. Everyone's still doing their thing, and I think that's another one of the reasons. I mean,
hey, Hop's here.
Hop's here. Good to see you, man.
You made Hop mad because you said on the wrong side of the road.
Well, if Hop would have actually watched the video within the first 30 seconds, I say it's not the wrong side of the road.
It's the left side of the road.
And I put the wrong on there just to get people like.
People will watch it when you say that.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, not now. No one's watching travel videos. Nobody's watching our travel videos. They're toast. But
anyway, so Hop says, in the current circumstances, do you think it wise to consider a coach holiday? Dagnabbit. In the UK this July, we've booked but unsure whether it's safe to proceed. I'm going to say that's probably a negative. He's in the UK. But I'm going to say that that's going to be a difficult thing because there's, it's hard to distance. If they limit, it depends on what the situation is come July. If they're still having these social distancing things, normally let's say there's 40 people on a bus. I can see them saying, well, we can only have 20. I can see them saying, well, it can still go, but not everyone can go, trying to spread people out.
Yeah.
My girlfriend had a direct flight. She had to go to DC to help her daughter with some stuff. And she had a direct flight from Indy to Reagan. And she said there were 12 people on the thing. The airport was like a ghost town. She said it was like really eerie. And she's a nurse, so she took one of her masks. She used to reuse her masks and disinfect it with a UV light every night. I can look over and I can see her bedroom window, or not her bedroom, her bathroom window is got purple glowing stuff. It's kind of creepy. But she took one of her older multi-use things and had disinfected it. And I assume that's what she took. But anyway, she took a mask. And she said that of the 12 people on her flight, 4 people had masks on, herself included. And I was like, shnikes. I didn't think to ask whether or not she, the flight attendants did.
I know. So I've been following some flight attendants on Twitter, and they're wearing them on there. One was like, I'm still smiling underneath because I'm stupid. I'm like, you're not stupid. You're just a nice person. It's okay.
Yeah. She said it's creepy right now. So
and looking at the like Josh said with this coach thing, you have to worry about that now. Since you're in the UK and you want to travel around the UK, if you have your own transportation, I would imagine by July, domestic travel within countries or within regions will probably start happening. Like here in Illinois, in May 1st, they're going to open up the state parks and stuff like that. We just have to practice social distancing.
And golf courses.
So you're seeing a little bit. And by July, things could be a lot different. it could be worse. We could be locked up again, or it could be opened up a little bit more. I don't think the international travel will be opened up by then. At least going U.S. to Europe or Europe to the U.S. or U.S. to China or stuff like that. You're going to have some more things. That's why you're looking at the Czech Republic saying, no, we're keeping our borders closed. only for certain things you can get through.
Excuse
So,
me.
really? It's 8:30 and you're already like this? This is why she's no fun. You're like, I'm tired. I was up last night drinking with my friends on a Zoom drink festival.
I had 2 drinks.
You were up late. And which is
I was
fine.
up till
You
midnight.
do what you do.
I took a nap today.
Don't
You
take
know,
it out
energy
on them.
begets energy.
Don't take it out on them.
And I'm not. I just had a yawn. Like, it's a physical bodily thing. If you stifle a yawn, it's bad for your body.
Anyway, moving on.
God, you're like a moose.
Anyway, yeah, Paul Tipton says, not sure if it's worth booking anywhere yet. Probably not for next year, spring anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at for your summer vacations. I would be looking at, like, for ours, we're looking for, like, road trip kind of stuff. Like, things you can kind of control. So that was a long time.
I was giving the boys kind of some ideas. I was like, we could do, like, an upper Midwest, Dakotas, Minnesota, Michigan, like, make this big Wisconsin, I guess. Make, like, a big circle kind of thing, oval more. Or, like, down southwestern. I'm, like, trying to avoid the Rockies. And I was looking at different RVs. Specifically, I was kind of looking at a Sprinter, kind of like, those little Mercedes things, because you can drive them into towns. And like, I don't know. When I was a kid, we had, like a 26-foot motorhome. And I'm not sure that I can drive that. I mean, I know I can. I'm just not sure I want to drive that. However, they have, like, much better kitchens and bathrooms. And so, I don't know. I don't really want to do, like, #van life. So, what?
Nothing.
Okay. You look like you have gears running.
No, but I don't want to interrupt.
Oh.
I talk too much.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric makes a good point. March was a long year. Yes, it was. Yeah, Allison saying it was a nice relief to switch that count over to April. Their government released our shelter in place order May 1st. That's cool. Yeah, Gallivan Gales points out a lot of places may not open their borders, especially if there's the threat of a second wave, which there'll probably be. So,
Lauren, I wish it was 90 degrees here.
Yeah, we just have rain and crudiness here.
Mr. Means to Travel. Derek says it's time for wine. I've been sucking down water all day today. Water and sweet tea and lemonade. Oh, it's like I'm in the South.
Well, I think, okay, so here's one of the things you might look at, Hop, when you're looking at your coach thing. Purdue says, Travel Zoo has an email today of all UK specials, and they're all are fully refundable. That could be something you look at. Like, if it's refundable, you're okay. Because that's where you're at. Because right now when you're buying tickets, if it's like, well, you're going to give me credit later, there's that. But I'm kind of worried, like, what business will still be around after this? And so you might want to say, well, if it's refundable, can I get my money back? Stuff like that. I mean, usually for all the stuff we had, we just got taken to e-credit. But we had so much e-credit. This last stuff they canceled with Delta, I'm like, could I just get a refund? Because, I mean, because I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do with us e-credit. I know we eventually use it, but I'm like, like, you get worried that, hey, if something, I mean, I think Delta will survive. And I'm pretty sure they'll survive. They'll get, please,
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just think, what are we going to do with all this money? Like, with all this credit, And there's more flights coming later this year, which I wonder, like, if it gets to the point that, look, we can't pay back, and all we're going to get is e-credit, then, we're going to have plenty more e-credit coming. So we kind of took what we could when we would. And that's why sometimes it's important if you know your stuff's going to get canceled. Like, don't try, if you try to cancel it earlier, then that's you canceling it, and then they just give you the credit. If you want to get your cash back, you want to wait till it gets close, and then if they cancel your flight, then you can
can I tell y'all something?
Get your money that way.
Speaking about cancellations.
Yes. My
friend and I were supposed to go to Bath. We're going to do an England trip.
Close, Philippe.
Hey, and welcome, Philippe. It's his first member chat,
hey,
so
buddy.
welcome.
Good to see you.
So my friend texted me yesterday and said, well, I canceled my flight for September, okay? I was like, thanks for telling me in advance. I mean, I was like, yeah, okay, the Jane Austen Festival is probably going to get canceled anyway. But I was like, dang, nabbit. So I don't know. I mean, if September's viable, if it's not nasty, I'm just gonna go on my own. I won't really be on my own because I'll go meet my best friend from Portugal lives in Brighton, so I'll go to Brighton and I'll stay, and she and I'll go do all that. She's an Anglophile, especially like literature, so we'll go do that stuff anyway. Yes, Sherry Rogers, my mother-in-law is really good at creating capsule wardrobes. You'll have good time doing that with her. Oh, Michael Mon, Michael Mon's having a good time. He said that Derek's a couple glasses behind already. Oh, wine is fine, but whiskey's better. Well, I'm just having water.
You want some whiskey?
What?
You want some whiskey?
Yeah, with some a couple shakes of bitters, please. And I don't know if I have any. I have some of those yummy Italian cherries. I don't know where they are though. I guess
bitters.
In the bar where bitters belong. Where else would you put the bitters? In the bar. Anywho, yeah, hi. First bottle. Oh no, hold on. Liz says that they have a Tanat from Uruguay.
I know. Oh, you weren't on there. You weren't watching.
Whoa, I missed it.
They got it at Benny's.
Shut the front door. Oh my God! Is Benny's open? Can we go to Benny's? I haven't left the house in like
fancy Chicagoland. I think they're like Gold Coast or something.
Shoot! I haven't been in a store. I haven't been out of our home except on a walk around the neighborhood, daily, in like 45 days, y'all. But I will break that to get a Tanat because slam bam! It's a red wine from Uruguay, from Uruguay that is it's phenomenal. Like it's probably my favorite wine. I had like, I don't know how many different kinds when we were there, or like, different wineries.
Oh, that's bottles. Just bottles.
Just different bottles. No, they were different wineries, but every dang one of them was delicious. So
just like 2 splashes of bitters?
Yeah, 2 splashes, honey.
How much whiskey?
Like 2 fingers and then some ice. Okay. Did you put those in pewter glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Okay, Gallivanting Gal says that United's requiring flight attendants to wear masks. I should hope so. I mean, I would expect that. I think that that's like the way it should go, right? Benny's ABC in Florida, Captain something in Bismarck. 45 days is a long time, Eric Brown. I'm seriously working on not killing anybody. I mean, not really. We're okay, but I was thinking the other day, I have one of those stand-up punching bag things, and I haven't filled it in a long time, but I was thinking I should probably fill the base and go out and start punching it because I'm like a little bit just nuts right now. Anyway, yeah. Paul Tipton says UK has just announced COVID-19 testing for hospital workers, carers, and other key workers who show symptoms which their employees can apply for. Yeah, Paul, I saw something recently about people not like a whole bunch of people in a nursing home somewhere near here, maybe Decatur area or something, like just between here and Springfield. I don't know. Anyway, somewhere downstate Illinois, like 3 people died. 3 elderly octogenarians all died because they got it from one of the workers. And I'm like, shouldn't people who are working in those places just be tested? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just think that that's a thing.
Okay, so Tom has a question. He says, curious. I'm a member and I came in through the Patron link. My name doesn't indicate any memberships. Did I do something wrong? No, Tom, you didn't do anything wrong. The people that have like the little S member thing, they're members on YouTube. And if you're a patron, you don't get a special thing because you're on the patron side. So that's why it's a little bit different. So I still love you, regardless if you're a patron or, it's like you love all your children. They're just different children. They come, but no, you're all good.
Katrina, you're right.
What's up?
Nothing, dear.
Okay.
Yes, Kathy. Center seats are not being sold and stuff. You're right. They're stacking people, right? But from what my friend said was that there were so few people, it was like you could have your own couple 3 rows. So yeah.
Brian.
Hello,
Being
Ben
Smith.
Smith.
That's Brian.
I know.
Made it. Had to put the little guy to sleep first. Okay, what did I miss? There's this thing. I'm Mark, and this is Jocelyn.
Hey.
Okay, we'll start from the beginning.
We were twinsies today. Yay.
All that good stuff.
Mark is trying to make me drinks.
I thought it tasted fine. Okay, so she was a bartender in a former life. And
I was bartender in a long formal
for a long
life.
time. So I'm like, why am I making drinks? But it would be wrong for me not to make drinks for you. It tastes fine to me. Just has an extra couple fingers of whiskey. I was trying to be fancy like Derek. Derek comes in with his fancy wine glass and stuff Derek's from Means of Travel, okay? He's Mr. Means of Travel. He's like, I'm drunk.
Well, it's because
with his Tanat wine.
This is what you missed. Somehow the Means to Travel family has found themselves some Tanat wine from Uruguay at Benny's. By the way, if you all don't know what Benny's is, it's a liquor store. I don't know where else it is, but
it's Midwest then.
Yeah, I think it's Midwestern. I've not seen it anywhere else, but yeah. So you guys are talking about in Canada, they're requiring people to wear masks and things. So our governor, 5 weeks into quarantine, just decided that when you go to public places, you have to wear a mask. I'm like, put the Band-Aid on the gunshot wound, dumbass. Oh, did I say that?
Don't talk politics.
It's not politics. That's just like lunacy. Like, hello, it's a little late. It has nothing to do with his political stuff. I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So Mr. Means to Travel. Hello, Derek. If that's your real name. Has anyone been watching the Jim Gaffigan's YouTube videos about cooking? He's been putting out ones on toast, ones on burgers. Totally worth it. I love Jim Gaffigan. He is funny. We actually follow each other on YouTube, which is funny because I thought his official YouTube would be bigger. But I guess he got really popular before YouTube was big. But he's got a nice channel there.
Who is he?
He's a comedian that's originally from Indiana, so he's a lot of Indiana humor, but he's lived in New York for like 25 years now. But he's pretty fun. He's a funny guy, so he has some good stuff. Actually, we were talking about this because Jocelyn made that Greek cooking video and stuff, and I was like, I could do the mac and cheese one. So it's kind of a funny thing. So we're gonna have some interesting things like that. But so that kind of goes into the thing we were talking about. For those of you who came in late, so since we're finishing off April, this Saturday will be the last open Saturday live feed for a bit. Like we'll have other ones, but like we're gonna keep the wine and whiskey Wednesday for everybody for the live feeds at night. But on Saturdays, because I've got a lot of stuff going on with work, because I have to basically film an entire class that's usually 16 weeks long. I've got to film it all and put it down into a 3-week class. So like today, I filmed 10 videos on business stuff. I know it's not the 15-hour thing, but just a time kind of thing. We're doing that. But I wanted to say there is, I have the dates for our other member live feeds in May. And I'll put that down. But it's Saturday, May 9th. We'll do a 9 a.m. one just for the patrons and members kind of stuff. And then one on Friday, May 22nd at 8 p.m. like this. And I'm going to put that here in the little things down below. But Jocelyn can answer some questions.
I'll show you questions.
There you go.
All right.
Doesn't own a chalice.
What happens in members only stays in members only. Thank you, Christian.
That's right.
All right. I do not remember Benny's from when I lived in Springfield. Chris Frank.
So
Springfield, Illinois or Springfield, Missouri?
Yeah, because Benny's relatively new in downstate Illinois.
Yeah, it is.
Because we had Friar Tuck, and Springfield had Friar Tuck. My brother's been there forever. But that's where he always would go.
So not a chalice. Well, maybe it is a chalice. I don't know. We bought
This is from Brazil.
I love you so much.
Do you remember what town it was in Brazil?
I don't remember. It was when we were near Ouro Preto.
Yep.
But it was like a little town.
Yep.
There was a big statue.
Oh, was it statue of the first president who never got a chance to become president because he got killed.
Okay, so what's the name of the town? You don't remember either, do you? We just remember all the other stuff.
So those who wander in Sydney, anyone with coughing or a sore throat is able to be tested. That's great.
Yes.
And that's where we have to get. We have to get to the point where everyone can be tested when they need to get tested. And then we can
Hi,
really
Megan.
see who's really there. Scorpius. Yes, I am at the U of I. I've been here since 2011.
It's
2011.
Scorpio Sue.
Oh, Scorpio Sue. Oh my God. Wow.
It's
Mine.
Sue.
It's like now the words separate. Boom. It is that.
Oh,
Mark's getting fancy with my chalice.
So you're back to being the fanciest.
That's right. Derek upped the game, so I had to bring it.
These pewter glasses are great for especially if you have crushed ice. Oh,
can you see how it like my hand is freezing holding it, but it
I mean these are perfect Derby Day glasses. If you guys are into any of that at all, these would be perfect for that. But we bought two, one for each of us. We often will buy two little somethings. We have two little pewter sherry glasses that we got there too.
We got those for the boys though.
For the boys, because they're gonna use them.
Yeah, Chris Frank. Yeah, Benny's wasn't there 15 years ago. You probably had Friar Tucks.
Springfield, Illinois. Yeah. Yeah, Mark and Darian Zoomed together this week. I think that's awesome. They were on for 3 hours or something. So I think that is really cool.
Well, and speaking of the Zoom thing, so for those who don't know, we do the 12 Days of Christmas video, and we've been doing some of them via Zoom for the 5th day this year is 5 weeks of quarantine. But I think what we're going to end up doing, if none of us can travel for most of the year, we're definitely going to be pulling some of you in to help us out. Because I was thinking about having some of you, even if we didn't get to travel, we're thinking about asking some of you to put some things in so we can have a big screen and everybody sings together that way for the 12th day of
TV.
Yes, put on the little TV, or we'll go to somebody's house.
All of our TVs are little.
Yeah, so we can put that up, and then we can do that. So I'm thinking about how we can get you all in a Zoom part of the Christmas thing, because you all really are part of our lives. So it is really kind of a nice thing.
Hang on, Allison says this might be a dumb question. There are none. But how soon in advance should you book a flight before prices start increasing? Is 3 months a responsible amount of time?
Yeah, 3 months and before. Once it gets under 3 months, it can really go up. I mean, and the thing is, but don't go, here's the thing.
But who knows right now?
Yeah, right now it's in the normal world. So what you'll have is 12 months out, the price will be high, and then actually goes down a bit. And then,
it swoops back
then
up.
It swoops back up. Then it kind of alternates between when they think people are going to be buying. So do check it out. And some of the places like Kayak and things like that, Skyscanner will actually send you alerts hey, this is a good time to buy this flight, because historically speaking, the flights are lower.
So and also, was it Travel Zoo that I used to use? I used to use something, this was literally a decade or more ago. And I would set a limit for what, I'd say I wanted to go from this place to that. And I would just set a price. And when a price came up at that or less, they just sent me an alert. I never book through them, though. Whenever I find that alert, I then call my airline directly. So whenever you see a cheap flight on one of those things, it's a good idea to call that airline directly and try to get that.
Because sometimes they'll just match it. So Carlos says, hey, would you guys travel, hang out with members? I think it would be really fun with you guys. So we do meet up with special, if you're one of the superheroes on here, yeah, I'm sure we would, if we're on a road trip, we're hey, you'll know, you all would know where we're going.
You would
but
know.
We don't put that out for everyone, but you all would
weirdos. Know. Y'all know about the trolls. You guys see them.
I think Mark Finley has carpal tunnel in his finger from clicking the hide from channel.
Mark and Michael, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But, we get there are nasty people in the world, and I think some of them are just kids living in their parents' basements being angry, or just trying to be smart Alex. But sometimes it's a little bit frightening, especially when you're parents and you have kids who are with you and stuff.
Yeah, that's why we haven't done it, in none of the big meetups. We haven't really done any of those things, just because it's...
Michael, I can't sing either. Have you heard me on our 12 Days of Christmas? I'm like a cow in heat. It's terrible.
Hey, those cows aren't that bad.
I love you so much.
I know. Your voice is gorgeous. What the...
It's cold, isn't it? Wait till I put that on your back.
Oh, you're the...
Hello, Cadence.
Oh, Cadence on. Hey.
Tom's daughter, Cadence.
Cool.
Hi,
Cadence.
Yeah. All right, so... I'm not sure if you saw about the size chart. Sorry.
Size chart.
Saw my question about this. I didn't see it. What was your question about? She said, sorry if you did. So are we not supposed to look for it? I didn't see it.
Well, post it again.
Yeah.
So we know.
Lauren, if you want us to answer it, go ahead and tell us again. Or yeah, that was Lauren. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the trolls suck, but you're right. This last Wednesday wasn't as bad. I think the worst was when we had when we were on the front page of YouTube and they were coming to the 15-hour one. That was a little crazy.
Derek, my little garden has to be put outside soon. And it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm now transplanting things from like egg crates into Cool Whip containers. This is my favorite. I'm just going to show you. Here's my peas. I'm so excited about these because I have a plan.
More cowbell.
I'm so pumped about my plan.
Oh, I finally get it when you put that in there about the cowbell, because I had a bunch of people putting cowbells on Facebook today, and I'm like, what? And now I realize there's only one cure: more cowbell. It's from a Saturday Night Live skit. You should watch it. Just put cowbell Saturday Night Live. It's hilarious. Let's see. Kathy got
Wednesday
her broccoli sprouts.
Was pretty light on trolls. I have broccoli sprouts too, but I'm not sure they're looking so good, and I don't know. I think I have to thin them. I've really never started things from seed, but that's the way it had to go this year.
Hey, I'm using it live. Glad you could hop on with us. We completely understand.
Elwood's here.
Elwood's on there too? Cool.
You should get the RV and do Route 66. Do you say route or route?
Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now, get your kicks on Route 66.
Well, but like I say, rural route, not rural route.
T to T to T to Q to T to T?
No, it was T to T T to D to
Used to be
W to T to T T to D.
Yes, that was her.
That was how I got to Washington, Missouri from Quincy, Illinois.
The boys were voting for the Route 66 one.
Well, no, Liam voted for Route 66. Caleb wants to go to Michigan because he and I both want to do the sand surfing thing on the dunes.
Well, you can just do a long
that could
way
just
around.
be a long road trip.
So Scorpio Sue.
Look how smart he is.
Do you only book through the airlines, or do you use any sites? We always book direct with Delta just because the miles, and it makes life a lot easier. But we will look for prices on other sites like Kayak and stuff like that, so we kind of see what else is out there. Because though I love Delta and we will go with them, but like there's a price point where I just can't pay.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like shorter flights and stuff like that. I'm like, because I know if we're gonna do like a transatlantic. Yes, well, we might pay a little bit more, but most likely we're all going to get upgraded because we fly enough that it like justifies the price. Because look, I'm going to get a higher price ticket for that lower price. It's okay, but for the shorter flights, it's sometimes like, look, I'm not going to pay an extra $300 for an hour and a half flight isn't worth it sometimes.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. So there's one thing.
Hey, so I wanted to tell Derek and Liz that so I always put cilantro in salads and stuff. But last time we were in Italy, Elena and I were making salad, and she went out and she grabbed her basil and she just started, cutting it up and throwing it in the salad, not with cilantro, just the basil on its own. Gosh, it was good. So think about that. Yeah.
So, Lauren, I still haven't seen your question yet.
She said she didn't want to ask again because she doesn't want to spam. Don't, honey. It's us.
Don't worry. It's not spam. Mark, I promise Mark will not ban you.
Tom, we too have done parts of 66 and just not the whole thing. I wondered about the sizes too, but decided larger was better than too small. Are you talking about our shirts?
Yeah, larger is better.
Larger is better, especially in the women's, because it is a women's cut and it comes in. I think this one's a medium, and it's just okay because I lost a few pounds, 5 pounds more, and I would definitely need a large. So if that helps you kind of figure that out, the unisex ones are pretty true. I think the women's ones are just a little bit small.
So Carla says, I think Expedia does very well on refunds and changes. I've had a couple of problems with my flights, and they happily changed them. Yeah, I mean, I've heard some really good things with Expedia, so that's cool. We just got a new member somewhere, so hopefully they can come on and join us.
What do you mean we got a new member?
It just said a new member just popped up.
How did we get a new member?
Well, it popped up because they might have became a member watching another video. So then hopefully they go to community feed. They want to show up here. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, all right then.
Edinburgh. That's how you say Edinburgh. So Purdue got our Dublin flight was $280 round trip.
Shoot.
Yeah, like that. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. Like I love Delta, but that price you can't beat that.
Yeah, we did Cincy to Paris.
That was a Delta flight on that one.
$299 round trip
in October. That's when we've gotten the really great prices. Like we've been flying $400, $450 to Paris. We've done the Indy one. We've done Chicago. We've done what else did we do?
Christian, yes.
We had Ireland. I did Ireland 2017. Ireland. Well, we had tickets for Ireland this year in October, and it was just like, yeah, you just can't beat prices like that.
Christian says, "I'm planning on doing a travel themed song series. Thoughts? I think that would be fun." Yeah, I don't know if you're going to do like cover things or if you're writing your own music, but either way, that would be really fun. Please share it with us as you get there. So
we have these questions here.
Michael says, at Mark Finley, kind of nice to relax on these member chats and participate for a change. You know what? And we miss you guys not participating in the other chats. And I know you guys are busy, and we just really, really appreciate it. So I want to answer some of these questions too, because we do need to get to them. So Lauren Hughes says cell phone abroad. So Lauren, you're in California. So US stuff. Typically what we do, there are two routes that you can go. See, I said route, not route. Two routes that you can go.
Yeah, that's different. That route's fine, but it's Route 66.
I know.
It's rural route road.
Good grief, Charlie Brown. So when we go, like, pretty much anywhere, we call, we have AT&T. So we call AT&T and we're like, hey, we're going to this country, this country, this country. We're going to be gone for this long. And we need either, like, you can do for, okay, so every company is different, right? AT&T does this thing where we can pay, let's say, $50 for a month and we get X number of stuff. Or we can pay $10 a day and get a whole lot more. What, honey?
Depending on the country.
Yeah, depending on the country. So, and there are some countries, where did we go that we had issues?
Russia.
Oh, it was Russia. Yeah, like we were like, hey, family, so you can't talk to us for the 2-3 days that we're in Russia because AT&T says no. So, anywho, that's what we do. You have to make that decision, and it has to, like, I usually just do the like $50 for a month on my phone, and then Mark might do the $10 a day for his phone because he needs a lot more bandwidth and you know, whatever. So often he does that.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when I actually have to use my phone to upload the videos because like at the hotels we so slow. It's like, 9 days to upload. And you're like, it's not going to work. Another thing you can do, if your phone is unlocked and you're going to stay in one country for a long period of time, you can pick up just get a chip and put that in and do that. And now that roaming, they're not supposed to charge for roaming in Europe. If you just have one Europe chip, you can just go online and put money on there. You can do that, but then you have to share your phone number with everybody you know. And I always find it better to have your number because if something happens back home or something like that, you can always call back.
So those who wonder said they buy a SIM card when they get there. If you have an unlocked phone, you can do that. But there are those little issues like sharing that with people back home that may need to get a hold of you.
Yeah. Because my mom,
like our parents and stuff, I want them to be able to call us should anything happen to them or, you know, our family members.
Call on your 40th birthday.
Mark.
I'm not bitter.
Let it go.
I did.
You obviously didn't.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
Shut
up.
Okay. Anyway.
Your mother's on here.
And she's a wonderful. I love her. She's amazing.
And
moving on.
Let it go.
Moving on. We're going.
Let it go.
Hey, we're not supposed to do that song. You hit me.
Okay.
Yeah, Elwood. I like Ireland in October because they do good with Halloween stuff, so that's nice. But also, it's not cold, and I mean, yeah, you have a little rain like you usually do, but there's nobody there in terms of tourism, so you get really good prices, and you can get like the nicer hotels at a significant discount. So that's really nice.
Yep. T-Mobile and Sprint have really good free options for international travel. T-Mobile is free for all of Western Europe, but at slower speeds. So
yeah, and the Wi-Fi calling can be an option, but I will say this for the Wi-Fi calling. And, in the U.S., we're all like, Wi-Fi and internet is a God-given right, but not everywhere it's like that.
Yeah.
And I actually had this in Spain a couple years ago when I took students, and it was the first time when I take students that a bunch of students didn't get the like data package. They're like, oh, I'm just going to use cafes and stuff like that. And what happened? They'd all need to call Ubers to get back from going out, and there was no free Wi-Fi, and so they were kind of screwed. And so it got really kind of dangerous for them. And I'm like. So after that, I guess it was 3 years, two or 3 years ago.
It was like 3 years ago.
3 years ago, so I've had 3 trips since then. I require, no, you do get a platform, so you have that.
Yep.
Lori got hidden because she used a naughty word. Yeah, it's.
But it's a bitch when you arrive because it's not automatic to reset. Well, mine always automatically resets. I don't know why yours wouldn't. Like mine just pops up in the thing. It takes a few minutes, but she said that just pay the AT&T International, but it's a bitch when you arrive because it's not automatic to reset. Mine does.
Okay, it depends on what you have, because some of them it just sets for 1 month and that's it. If you want to keep it going, you have to let them know. You can have it so the $10 one is always on your phone, so no matter when you travel, it's on there. So it really kind of depends. And I've had it before where it wasn't working, and I got a phone call before I even got off the airplane that, oh, you already have $500 on your phone. I'm like, I just called you to make sure it's okay. And AT&T's been kind of a jerk about it lately. But the guy I'm like, yeah, I talked to Ron, and he said we're fine, and you're getting me now. And they're like, oh.
My best friend's vice president of...
Well, you should talk to your friend, tell her, be like, hey.
I mean, that's not her. She's transferred. She's a different end, but, we do have somebody. Musings at Midlife just bought an Andiamo shirt.
Can't they are super comfy. Look, I could just, rub on her for hours because she's so comfy. And the shirt, look, smooth. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, smooth again. Ow, ow, ow. So, just know you'll be fine.
So anyway, you will like these shirts. Don't expect it really soon because I don't know how they're doing right now with getting stuff out.
So the people that are making the Pause for the World stuff are the same people that make these shirts. And so they were deemed not essential. So it's basically the owner is going in and making all the shirts right now.
By himself?
By himself. I think... There's another guy that can come in. So there's him and another guy that can come, but they're not there at the same time sometimes.
Yeah.
Because then they have to social distance in the workplace.
So, and I'm not sure, they may already have Andiamo shirts printed. So it may be that can go out rather sooner than later. But I know the Pause for the World shirts are not going to be able to go until the governor allows some certain non-essentials to go back to work. And it's a big place. I think that you could.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like he's living there.
I know.
So that's why he's getting some stuff out. And they have so he's trying.
But so he can't run all the printers and everything.
Yeah,
it's a massive production in doing this. So it may. I just want you to know that it may not come in 5 days like it normally would do. So I just. Yeah. So
Nick Peterson, how you doing, buddy? So Nick, actually, we have your question on here. Good to see you pop up. So he paid $1,000 for Minneapolis to Dublin. It was supposed to be 2 weeks. The flight started last July. Aer Lingus hope it survives the shutdown. I'm 6'9" and had to splurge to pay for the exit row. Yeah, that's the thing is with all
6'9". You and Mark Finley need to hang out and play basketball.
That's right. Or volleyball. They could be volleyball players.
And with Big Caleb.
There you go. We got a cousin.
He's 6'7".
6'7", so he'd be tiny. He'd be like little Caleb.
He's the little one.
No, but with this is one of the things is whenever there's a big change like this, a lot of times airlines will actually now be switching airplanes. They might not be using the same airplane they were before. And so it was once your exit row that you paid more for, you might not get on that new flight, and you're not going to get a refund for that, which I've had a lot of people get really upset on planes and at the attendants and stuff like that for that. people are like, I've got a broken leg and I had to have the exit row or whatever, not exit row, but like the aisle. Now I don't have it. Nick, be ready for that. But Nick asked, hey, when getting foreign currency, when do you get it? When should I use cash? When should we use card? So I don't really get anything before we go.
It also depends on the country you're going to.
Yeah.
But hang on. So here's the thing. We don't get money before we go because we usually have 50 euros from our last trip in reserve. I mean, we always have a little bit. Because we have
pounds, we have euros, we got dollars, we've got
pesos. I mean, we've got random, just a little bit of it. Basically, our idea is we need to be able to get a taxi. And some places taxis have, cards and some they don't. So we just have let's just say $40 to $50 worth in that area for a lot of places. So I would say that it would not be a bad idea if you want to go to your bank and get 100 euros in smaller bills for something like that. But then when you get there and you see an ATM in a decent area, go get your money from the ATM because that's where you get your best exchange rate.
So yeah. Also, if you're looking, because depending on where you're going to go with the ATMs. Like that? Well, no, you're right.
Okay.
With the ATMs, I would say hit the ATM in a baggage claim or right when you come out. There's usually ATMs at airports right when you get out of arrivals, and sometimes it's in where the baggage claim is before you go out. So that's a safety thing. Because some places you'll go and it's really hard to find ATMs. Because this is one thing that always gets me. ATM, they're like, oh, you can get money anywhere. I'm like, no, you can't. Turks and Caicos, when you watch everything online, oh, you can get money anywhere. I'm like, no,
you really can't.
You really can't. And so that's why if you're at the airport, get some cash then and do it then. So what we end up doing is we have the stuff we take with us, but I'll get cash right away at the airport when we go in. But I don't get $1 million because I don't have $1 million, but I'll get a few $100s worth of stuff just to have that for just in case money. And when I use credit card, make sure you have a credit card that has a no transaction, international transaction fee, because that can add up to 3% onto your bill. Okay, so we get ones like our Amex, I think Platinum doesn't have that. One of our Chases doesn't have that. It's a Visa, and so we use that, and that's what I'll actually use to pay dinners and bigger purchases. I'll do that, so I have the cash to use when we go get some bratwurst on the street, or we get some glühwein here or there, or we just want to sit at a cafe and eat and go. I save my cash for that, and because then of course I have it for later. But we always know we're going to travel later. But I know when we used to not travel as much, and I know look, we're not going to be coming back here. Let's spend it. We get stuff before we go. But I'm like, wait, I want to make sure I have 100 to make sure we can get back to the airport in case something happens. And because I've had it before where a taxi breaks down, you get another taxi. I'm like, you know what? Let's just make sure, and then we'll pick up stuff when we go. So that's kind of what we do. But whenever you do take out money, never take the conversion. They will offer to convert it to dollars for you. You will lose money. And even at reputable banks, you will get hosed. Reputable? Sorry, it's been a long day. Reputable banks. Because if you go to, you'll see Euronext, which is a private chain of ATMs. They will always rip you off when you do that. You're looking at losing 20%, 30%. When you look at in the Czech Republic, it's really bad. That's why Honest Guy, they have tons of videos about the rip off ATMs there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they get more views than anybody else in the world. Just point out the scam kind of thing. But it's not just at Euronext. It's also at normal banks. I actually did a thing when we were there last summer. Well, I was there were you No, you didn't go to Prague last summer. I was there with my buddy Jeff. And I went and I'm like, no, I'm going to see. And I took a picture of what the exchange rate they offered me. And I said, then I declined it, got my money. I mean, it was seriously 24% different. So I'm like, holy man, that's it would have been $50 I would have lost. So you want to be careful with that.
Okay, I want to answer a few questions. Kathy Falk, Andiamo is a restaurant in Detroit area, unfortunately. So I think Andiamo is the restaurant that we eat at in the Detroit airport. Yeah? No? I don't know.
When we go through Detroit, I've never used eating at the Popeyes at Detroit.
There's one, Kathy Walters, ever. If you remember the name of the place that we eat in the Detroit airport.
There is an Andiamo we ate at. But
it's the one in Springfield, Illinois. That's because
oh yeah, that's where Adrian used to work.
Used to work there. Okay, so anyway.
I like that. Music been alive. No worries. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, right? I know none of us are. Philippe Chartrand. We did not get to see the parliament. We saw the parliament buildings from outside. I would go back. I really liked Ottawa. I thought it was a cool place. And
seriously, like I said, they punch above their weight when it comes to the museums.
Yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah. I did not have. I just didn't think it was going to be really cool. I thought it was going to be fine, but I wasn't. But I was kind of blown away at Ottawa. So we would definitely go back.
And the thing is Ottawa has got because it has the Capitol museums and things like that. But it was funny because I was looking for it. I never did the fifth hate. That's why we never put out the 511 hates, because I never had the fifth one. I might throw some stuff in there, but it was funny in the original one. But it is funny. No, because I want to talk.
Well, I just want to say, like, part of why I didn't expect much out of Ottawa is because although it's capital and you get certain things with a capital, it tends to be like not very like Canadian or very, like there's just that.
Ottawa's a bit different, and then the people in Canada are like kind of joke about it, like, oh, you go to Toronto, you go to Montreal, you go to Vancouver, you go to Edmonton, go to Calgary, you go to
but they don't talk about Ottawa.
Oh, Ottawa! Oh, right, Ottawa, the capital.
Yeah. So
that's where the Trudeaus live, right? So there was another one. So Katie Smith, thoughts on Kigali, Rwanda, safe place? Yes, Rwanda is the safest place in Africa, one of the safest countries in the world. You'll be fine. We
were shocked.
Though, now when you take the motorcycle taxis, be careful. But they have to give you a helmet. So,
but you don't have to take the motorcycle taxis. If you do go to Rwanda, we stayed for quite a bit of time in Mesanzi. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. Mesanzi. Anyway, it's like kind of where a lot of people go and then go up to see the gorillas from that area. Whether or not you're into gorillas, the Gorilla Guardians Village is incredible, and it's not far from Mesanzi and Musanzi. That's what it is. Yeah. Really cool. Kigali is again big, capital sort of city, but
you can eat off the streets
except for it's dusty. But it was very clean. It's very. Here's the thing. We went to a mall because I messed up with switching things out of suitcases and the kids didn't have socks and underwear.
Expensive underwear ever.
It was insane. So anyway, we pull in and they've got people with mirrors looking under our car and they've got giant guns and we're like, Paul, who is our guide and driver, and he's like, nobody's scared of a little gun. We're like, okay, but why do they have them? It's safe here, right? He's like, yeah, but just in case. It's just I don't know. It's just a different mindset.
It's a different mindset, right? There. But yeah, no, you'll be fine.
I never felt uncomfortable. Right. We did go. We saw Hotel Rwanda. Oh my gosh, one of the most moving things I've ever seen in my life is the Kigali. In Kigali, is the genocide memorial.
You should go. Prepare yourself.
It is astronomical what humanity is capable of at its lowest moments.
Yes.
But then you walk out of there and you spend 10 minutes with Rwandan people and you're astounded at how far we can come from our lowest and what the Rwandan people are now is just outrageously amazing.
Hey, Bia, good to see you. We're gonna. Hey. You've been on here for about 10 minutes. Sorry. We haven't gotten to that down there yet. But Paul Tintin, those of you scroll back up and see Paul's comment about asking about place names, try saying la 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 la. It's a place in Wales that you go there just to take the picture of the sign. It's insane.
Yeah, that's why in one of our 12 days of Christmas we just go Welsh. Because
it's dude, you can't. You're like, I got nothing. I got nothing.
What is your preferred credit card for travel? I was doing Citi Preferred, but they seem to have lost a lot of their travel benefits. So it depends on you and what you want. We use Amex Delta cards
because we fly Delta.
Because we're Delta people. If you don't have that, what is it? The Chase Sapphire? Is that the one?
A lot of people talk about that. Means to travel, Liz.
Good boy, good boy.
Her and Derek really have talked a lot about that, so they could probably add some really good stuff here if they're still on. I think they're still on, but
And yes, it is Andiamo at DTW.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So thank you, Liz. And yeah, so there's that. Hold on. Okay, so Mark Finley is saying, I was thinking of rescheduling our Europe trip for starting the week before Thanksgiving. Then I realized my mom's 80th birthday is November 21st.
That's Mark's birthday.
See, Mark, that's why we're so special, because your mom and I have birthdays the same day.
There you go.
Yeah, so you probably should stick around. I mean, it was the 81st or 79th. Who cares? But
80's kind of important.
Kind of important.
Yeah.
So there is that. Let's see. Yeah, Gallivanti Gal says, never take the exchange in the shops, restaurants. In some places, we'll do it without telling you. That's why you got to be on top of it and be like, hey, no, I'm good. No, put it in euros. It's fine. And what's funny is the people that are doing that, the waiters aren't getting any of that extra money. That is all going straight to the banks and is going straight to the owner of the restaurant. So, I don't know why they do it. It's kind of it's not coming to them.
Megan says there's a Pulp Fiction restaurant in Detroit, and yes, the shakes are $5. That is so cool.
Yeah, I'm from Canada, and I even forgot that Ottawa was the capital. So, yeah. So, I'm going to try to put... for those, like we said, we're not going to have this, this Saturday will be the last of the live feeds on Saturday, at least the consistent ones. We're keeping the Whiskey Wednesdays and the Wine Wednesdays, so we can't give that up. That's just really fun. But what we're going to do is I'm going to be I found some of our old, those of you that watched the top 10 sites in Ottawa video, I found my Ottawa stuff. So I've got most of the 5 Love and Hates of Ottawa. I've got a top 10 sites in Prince Edward Island.
Ooh, isn't Ottawa where we went to that really cool place? There were a bunch of little small restaurants. They were kind of outdoorsy.
Yes,
that was really good
Byward
food.
Market, Bayward Market. People are just ripping me a new one for that one. I'm like, when I listen to it, I'm like, oh man, you could have practiced French before you did this. But I'm like, you know what? It's a Throwback Thursday. And somebody no, that's not Throwback. I'm like, oh no, it's 6 years old. It is totally Throwback for us. And then I got, then I found Top 10 Avignon, which is still right on. 5 Love and Hates Avignon, which is still right on. I got a 5 Love and Hates of Nice, which I didn't put out because we filmed this thing about how bad it is by the train station, and I could never find that part of the video. But now I know how to do it.
Because we really need to say that's
it's once you get because people come out and no, you get out, you go to the main road, you walk towards the water, then you'll hit where you want to be. Okay, because right by there it's a little.
I didn't love Nice.
No, I don't either.
My favorite place.
And that's another thing is sometimes there's places I'm like, you know what? Even if we make a video, people are like, oh, maybe I should go there. And we try to be honest with people about stuff. But I'm like, some places, I'm like, I'd rather people go other places. So I might actually push it back. And so this is one of those ones I got to kind of push back.
I'm not a big fan. I mean, I don't know why.
No, Avignon is awesome. I love Avignon.
That was a cool place. Michael says he carries a Delta Amex and also a Marriott Visa. So yeah, we do the same thing. Although our Visa is really old and it's from when we still flew United. And it might be a good idea for us to use something other than a United card since we never fly United, but we've had them forever, so we just keep them.
But I will say, if you do have those cards, keep them because in case you do want to fly United one time because you don't have anything else. Because I know Derek and Liz, I'm a horrible person, Liz. Because it's Elizabeth.
It's getting to be comical, right? I mean, it's just,
Liz, why did your friends give you that name? I feel like a jerk because I watch your life.
Can he just call you Elizabeth? Because that might make his life easier.
Because I have to notice my eyes dart around in my brain. Liz. See, now I forgot what the heck I was going to say. Dang it.
She's a Delta girl. He's a United boy,
and somehow they still make it work.
That's
I think it's all the wine. I think it's the wine.
That's a house divided.
That's right.
That's like being Georgia Tech, or God forbid, Florida Georgia family.
Thank goodness Darian.
I know Darian.
Darian be like, go Gators.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
Wait, we got it. Just how does it jump when we have a small group? That's weird.
Yes,
Bayo. Nick Peters. Yeah, Bayo is great. Actually,
awesome.
I found in my search for stuff, I actually have an Amboise video and a Bayo video, and I'm going to put the Bayo video out. See and do a Bayo. I'm going to put that out at Normandy this year, so June 4th, 5th, 6th, around then. Well, D-Day's the 6th, excuse me, but Saturday's the 4th. So I think I'm going to put it out on that Saturday so we can have because I like to put some out from Normandy every year around that.
Where was that? What was the name of that gîte we stayed in?
Well, I have no idea what the name was.
I would totally recommend that. I don't
awesome.
mind giving recommendations to you guys, to a small group, for places that we know and we know that they're still owned by the same people. I don't like to give general ones to the general public because, things change and stuff,
Especially
whatever.
restaurants. That's why we talked about this before. It's like, I'd rather give you, like, here's the food you should eat and then find your own place.
Right.
Because I see it with, like, my students, man. My students are like, no, I went on Destinations Unknown. Or I went on, not Destination Unknown. Destination, that's with Bourdain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they will literally have their
I'm gonna find
Bourdain
that.
trail. Oh, we're in Vienna. We have to go here and here, but we're going to take a train out to this town and eat here and have this when we're there. I'm like, you can, and like they already have their menu.
But you could get that same really great food at another place. So
it's like you don't have to eat at the Sacco. You have at the Sacco Hotel to have Sacco Torte. You go to the Mozart Cafe. They share the same They share the same baker, so you're actually getting the same stuff at a fraction of the price without the line. But it's weird because like my students will literally line it up. And she was so sweet too. What was her name?
What?
Megan. I think it was Megan. And she had like my students don't tell me these things. It's just later. I'm like, wait, what do you have here? And she had a notebook day one and the city, and there's the restaurant we're going to go to, and this is what you're going to order. So it's almost like they could just like pick it up and do it. You need something?
Well, I was going to give them the name of that gîte. If anybody is going to Normandy, outside Bordeaux. I'm gonna put it in
Bordeaux
here.
Or outside?
Bayeux. I'm sorry. Bayeux. I'm so dumb.
Well, it's a little bit farther than outside of Bayeux. There's another little town by there. Yeah, so Gavin Diaz was saying the credit cards are different than what you're going to get. That's what it really comes down to. What's going to get you the most benefit? Because since we travel so much in Europe and abroad, and we're not saying because Hiltons are a little pricey. Like in the U.S., they're like in the affordable price range. Abroad, they're in the higher price range. So I don't have a Hilton card. I just do we just do whatever we can find.
Well, and honestly, we very rarely stay in named hotels.
The only time we stay at really nice places when we were in China and South America because you can get like really nice places for like nothing. Like we were staying at the Sofitel and some of these other like some really fancy places for like $80 a night in China. So that is a little bit different. Like in Sao Paulo, where were we staying in Sao Paulo? Was it?
Your mom will know. Kath, if you're still on here, tell us where we stayed in Sao Paulo. I feel like it was a Hilton.
Yeah, it was the Hilton. But it was like really, really nice. But we could get like
stupid nice.
It was stupid. And the people were awesome and the rooms were amazing. And it was like, not next to nothing, but it was like, oh, that's the price of like a normal... It would
be a normal Hilton here. Like a normal average room, like a 2 beds. But we had... What did we have? We had a king size. The kids had their own. It was a suite. It was like
because we had a room with our own
massive walk-in closet, bigger than my closet here. I think it had 2 doors. Like it was like a walk-through. I want a walk-through closet and a walk-through shower and a Japanese toilet. I'm so strange.
Yeah, Philippe, I'm sorry that I totally butchered Byward Market when I wrote it.
Byward.
So I'm sorry. I will do better on the 5 Love and Hates of Ottawa, my friend. Don't you worry. You want to send me some updates because
it was by town before Queen Victoria chose it as the capital in 1867.
Kingston was nice.
It's Algonquin. Very cool.
See, we have such educated and fantastic people.
All right.
Andrew has full Ottawa history from Philly. Nice.
The gals say, let's talk RV trip. So,
no, before we talk RV trip, we have other questions we have to answer first. Paul Tipton was asking about the solo travel, asking like, do I go on a solo trip or do I go on a group travel that has more of an in-depth focus? I know, and Paul had asked this during the last live feed and the big one, but I wanted to spend a little bit more time with that. I think it's really important you really figure out what works for you. Like we talked about in the last time, we were saying like, look, what we'll do is have like a day where we actually have a guy that will take us that's focused on that specific site. Mm-hmm. So there's something you really want to know about. Get a guy that's tailored just for that. Because if you get like, oh, I have a guy that takes me throughout the country, they know the country. It's more generalized. But like, look, I really want to learn about the Vatican. find someone that's like a specialist on the Vatican, and then you're going to get way more out of it. So I would do that. And then it really comes down to with tours versus solo travel.
Do you want to be with a whole bunch of other people? And quite frankly, with COVID, I don't know. I wonder how group travel is going to change. I think it's going to morph somehow. There's going to be something different about it. And how comfortable you feel. Like Mark said, we often just hire guides for parts of things but we also love to explore on our own and soak up part of the culture that isn't necessarily the tourist stuff. And it depends on where you're going and if you feel comfortable. So like the first time, and actually I think if we went back, when we went to Ecuador, we hired a guide through Southern Explorations, which, by the way, is a really great company. The owner,
another video I found a review video that we had for them.
The owner was a guide himself, and I think he still is a guide. So he has very good guides. That's his shtick. So anyway, Miguel was the best guide we've ever had anywhere in the world. And I would go back and hire him again if we went to Ecuador because he became like a friend. But we did that because we didn't know what the driving was really going to be like. We hadn't been there, and we know it's like pretty mountainous and it can be touch and go. So we really wanted a guide. And sometimes a guide, if you're going with a few people, sometimes you pay per person when you're in a big group, right? But when you paying a guide, it may actually not be that much different. Especially like for us, we're a family of 4. So sometimes it's actually cheaper for us to get a guide for just the 4 of us rather than to pay for all of us, to go on a big guided tour in a big group of people. When you're in a big group of people, you tend to lose a lot of information. Although you're getting a lot of information, you're also losing it because you've got, all these other yahoos around with you.
It's a technical term.
Well, I mean, it can really take away from that experience, and you can't just stop wherever you want. When we have one guide for just us, we can say, hey, we need to go film some stuff. Can we pull over? This is really beautiful. Yeah. And like Paul in Rwanda was like, nope, hold on. There's a better spot like 10 miles up the road. Just hang on. And so he pulls over and he gives us an outlook that is, breathtaking. Whereas the other one was beautiful.
Like Caleb was like, Dad, that was awesome. We're like, whoa.
Yeah.
For like a 12-year-old's like, this is an awesome view. You're not like, that's
yeah. So when, there's pros and cons, but for us, it's usually not in a big group. And some of that just has to do with the fact that we're a family of 4 and we have kids, and kids need to stop and kids need to run. And, it's also, I don't know. I mean, but we have friends like Jeff and Lori take guided tours. What's that company they go with all the time?
Oh, it's like some really British sounding name.
It is. It's something very British, and they're
like
rather
Excalibur tours.
It's not that, but it's a rather smaller tour group. Text Jeff and find out. And they have great times, but it's also kind of pricey, But that's that, I don't know. There's a lot to consider. I don't know that there's a yes/no answer to that. All right. So, hold
on. I want to talk about the read the Gallivanting Ghost thing up there, or means to travel.
Hang on.
And Gallivanting Ghost.
Derek and I were joking this morning that we should make a collab video with all of us racing to the UP, and you guys floor it in your IV and win the race. And your RV. That's funny. I would love to do that. Can we play that game? Actually, can we make it girls versus boys?
And that's the thing is that's one of the great things. I'm like, that would be kind of fun to do, and you realize that we all have to do collaboration videos together. Like we have to help support each other and do these things. I think it'll be really fun, especially when we can all actually travel together. Because we've done some collab videos where we're actually together kind of stuff, and then we did one for the Dunstan National Parks and our buddies at Wonderfield Live. It was like, hey. Because I knew they were going to another national park. I'm like, hey, we're filming this right now. Could you do like some don'ts? I'll just throw your part in there. So it's kind of like, I'm like, this is what I was saying when it goes to you, and then you do me a back. And so we do these kind of like weird collabs, but we should do one like
that would be fun. A whole bunch
hitting
of us,
up the
right?
Indy, up the UP.
Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, and I really want to do those Dunes, sisters. Like, I am all about it. But let's do it like boys versus girls.
Gals. Screw the Dunes. We'll watch them. Oh, God, we'll chill out. We'll chill out about it and watch them go up. And we'll be like, yeah, we're enjoying the wonders of Michigan. And we eat like cherries and blueberries and stuff like that.
Okay. So I think that's great. Lori Sims says, I like to stay at bare bones hotels in Europe because all I do is sleep. You know what?
Amen.
That's us. Except in Paris where we rent an apartment, but that's a different thing for us because I'm dreaming about living there someday. Hint, hint. Actually, the apartment that we rented for like 4 or 5 years running was up for sale. And Kathy Walters and I were like, somehow we should just pool our money and buy this place. But it's going to be way too expensive. It went so much cheaper than we thought it would. And we, afterward, when we found out what it went for, we like just kicked ourselves. Not that we could have bought it. I know, not that we still could have bought it or afforded the taxes on it. Like the taxes.
But it wasn't like $70,000 bajillion dollars.
No, but I mean, we thought it was going to go for like millions.
Yeah,
and it did not. Yeah, so I mean, anyway, it wasn't going to happen. But
Kathy Walters is on here. That wonderful, beautiful
Hilton,
woman.
Where Lou lives.
Yes, the Hilton in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, and it was great. 2 rooms, kitchen, 2 bathrooms. Yeah, 2 bathrooms in a hotel. Praise God.
Yeah.
When you have 4 people and 3 of them are boys, you really need 2 toilets.
Tell me about it.
I don't know what it is with men and using more toilets than other normal people, but Ooh, Bia. I don't know. Trafalgar. That's the company that Jeff and Lori take.
So my mother-in-law dropped off sweets she's baked. I'm in need of some willpower. Bia, you know what? It's okay. Because if you eat them all now, you can't eat them tomorrow. The more you know.
So you know what, honey? Just take this weekend and you're in quarantine.
We're starting our new quarantine diet on Sunday.
It's not a diet. It's an exercise program.
We're going to actually exercise again.
Because it's been 2 weeks since I picked up a weight.
It's been a little bit more than that for me.
2 weeks.
I'm feeling we were on the scale.
I need a weight bench. Y'all pull for me, okay?
Order it. Go ahead. Order it. Go ahead. Right there. You do that. You make it happen. You can find someplace to put it. Just a bench. None of this we're not getting a Bowflex. Anyway.
I'm going to find it. I'm sorry. I'm out for a little bit. Hugs.
So, Paul Tipton, on booking excursions, would you book in advance online or just go to a country and see what's there? Okay, so what I would do is before you go, look and see what's available so you can see the options you have. Because the thing is some of the, especially if it's high season, a lot of the good tour guides will book out. And so if there's one that's really highly reviewed you really want to do, I might actually book it beforehand. Like you can do it through Viator, which is through TripAdvisor, or you can do it like with Airbnb Experiences. There are those. But what you could always do is just book directly because they'll offer that thing and it'll say who's going to do it. You can go to their website directly and book with them. And it might be the same price, but that person's actually going to make more money than if they go through Airbnb or TripAdvisor because they'll take a percentage. I know for us, we will I would say 80% of the time, we actually book our excursions beforehand just so we know it's all set up. We can kind of plan it into our schedule. So we did that for cooking class in Paris and painting class in Paris and stuff like that. We had all those things already set up. It was nice. But then sometimes we're like, you know what? Maybe we should do something else. And we'll look. And honestly, it's 30-70 when things are still available. Things are usually all gone. So it's very or we get really weird times. You could do the cooking class at 6 a.m. Yeah. You're like, so I would probably look up and see what's there. And if they got good reviews, I would just book it then. But you know what? I wouldn't overbook, plan stuff like mornings and afternoons. Give yourself time because a lot of those excursions will run over because they say, we pick you up at 7 and you get back at 7. No. They pick up the first person or the last person around 7 and they start dropping people off at 7. Of course, your hotel will be the last hotel in the lineup. So just have a heads up for that. Let's see. Fierce Mice, good to see you on here.
Okay.
Yeah, but the markets the group tours bring you to are not awesome markets the locals go to. Give me the local area anytime. I agree. And that's one of the big things is when you take a private guide, you can say, I'm not going to this market. We're done. Because if you go on the bus tour kind of thing, oh no, we have an hour here for people to get food, have a snack, relax, sit outside, and maybe visit the market, like in Cancun and in Amalfi and stuff like this. When you have your own guide, you can skip all that, and you're like, look, I'm paying you enough that you don't need to get the kickback. Because the bus driver is getting paid crap, but he's getting some kickback, and so that's helping him out.
Yep.
So it's a little bit different.
Michael says, I can see Jocelyn driving the dunes. Driving? How about me, like, body surfing them? Like, I'm like, I just want to take a board and just fly down them. I don't need wheels. I just want to, like, go crazy.
Oh, Thomas Reyes stayed at the Paddington Hilton. That's nice.
Paddington Hilton,
and they have a little
It's right above Paddington
Krispy
Station.
Kreme.
Oh, that's brilliant. Down there. Do you have a Krispy Kreme?
Well, they have a little kiosk of it.
Krispy Kreme.
I know, but they don't have the hot.
You know, we could drive to Bloomington and get Krispy Kremes.
Oh, he's nice.
Okay, let's just drive around somewhere. Ooh, let's have a drive tomorrow. I haven't been in a car in 45 days.
We have another live feed tomorrow morning, and I set the finisher. So tomorrow.
Saturday tomorrow. I might have. Since
we
we're
go
gonna
afterwards.
Since we're gonna go on this like healthy thing again and whatever,
I think we should go.
I'm gonna drink mimosas tomorrow.
I think you get mimosas. And then we'll drive to Krispy Kreme 45 minutes away.
I won't have
We'll get like a dozen each.
A dozen each? I eat 2.
You eat 2 dozen each? Man, you're hardcore.
2 donuts. I used to live down the street from a Krispy Kreme in Savannah.
And you could literally go to the end of her driveway, look down, and you could see the hot
go like
open
this,
sign.
And you could see the hot now sign. And so I'd be like, all right, come on, it's time. And I would go through and I would be like, we need 3 donuts. That was it. So yeah.
Those who wander, they use Trafalgar as well. Yeah, our buddies really like that.
Yes, get ripped together.
That's right. Couple goals.
Oh God, there's almost
don't
no muscle
look. I'm not even going to venture looking.
Caleb told me the other day. He goes, "Mom, you're going to lose all your buffness."
I was like, dude. But he meant it in a nice way.
He was being sweet.
Okay, so here's one. Has anyone done a cross? So Ryan, hey Ryan, good to see you. Has anyone here? I know you've been on for a while. I forgot to say hi earlier. Has anyone done a cross U.S. rail trip? So I've met a lot of people who have actually done it. It is not cheap. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But I want to do the cross Canada one because my buddies
and
done
I want
that.
to do the Trans-Siberian.
You get off for a few hours and see the town, then get back on. They have those stuff, so it's not just always going through. Yeah. And our friends did the Trans-Siberian. Nando and Elena did that. And they get off and stay a couple of days here, then get back on and stuff like that. But they're like, make sure you bring cards and small bills because you're going to be gambling a lot.
That's all they
and
do
drinking
on
a lot
train.
of vodka and stuff like that.
Y'all,
so
it was
funny.
like the stories they had to tell were just hilarious. Yes, who said that? Musings at Midlife. My sister and I took a tour to Cinque Terre. It was great, but the food at the tour stop restaurants was mediocre at best, and that was Italy. Italy is infamous in my book for having tour stop restaurants.
Oh God, they're horrible. Venice, worst Italian food maybe in the world.
That's why we're like, you just make
like
Venice.
I'm like, you know what? I gotta do some Fazoli's because Venice is brutal. Like there are some places that are good. There are some. Oh God,
Caleb was so sick.
He was vomiting on his nose.
I mean, how old was he?
That was 10? 5 years ago.
No.
So because 2015, 8. So he's 8. Mark
and my mom was the other chaperone on this.
She's a nurse.
On this trip, my mom and Mark took Liam and all the students and had to go on. We had to get the hotel for like another 2 days. He was so sick. And thank God we were in Vicenza, we had gone to Venice for the day and we stayed in Vicenza, thank God, because we had friends there if I needed something. And also I knew the hospital. We don't have any doctor friends there, but at least I knew people. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, God, it was a scary moment. And thank God my mom's a nurse and I've been educated in some of that.
And she was like, look, just have them do this. And the hotel was super nice. Like I took students back there last year and I wanted to stay at this hotel, but like they're like, we can't do this one day. And so my work is like, no, the students have to stay in the same place the entire time. So we ended up this like, the hotel was nice, but it was like in the middle of nowhere. Whereas this one was like, No, not Key, the one that my students stayed at last time. Because remember we were like down the port, down that road, way down
last
there.
time, not that time.
No, not that time. But yeah, I wanted to go back because the people were really friendly and helpful. They helped her out. I had to take the students on to Milan, so Jocelyn actually missed out on seeing The Last Supper because she was taking care of Kayla because she's awesome.
Yeah, and I've never seen The Last Supper, and I've always wanted to. But anyway.
Tom Shaner, I am so sorry you're 2.5 hours from your nearest Culver's. That is a horrible, horrible thing. I think you should move. Just saying.
What?
What? No, they were talking about Culver's because they're like, hey, Mark Finley, I'm in for Culver's. Yeah, Mike, come on, I'm in for Culver's too. I miss my Culver's.
Yeah.
It's funny because like today, we finally have like branched out more and done some takeaway and stuff like that recently. Just this week. Because we've eaten everything from home.
5.5 weeks for Mark to say, okay, we can get food from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we have like less than 20 cases in our county.
But we had more.
We did have more, and it's gone down. Anyway, but Mark was like, just kind of, a lot of our trepidation with this is not, we don't watch the news. But
which has helped.
It has, except that we're talking to our friends in Italy, and that doesn't help. But knowing that it comes from people that we love and trust, trust with our lives, that is more telling to us than anything else. So anyway, we're thinking about a drive as well, just drive. When we first moved to Champaign, Mark and I used to pile the kids in the car, and we would just drive around to all the tiny little towns. There's a town not far from here. I think Jenny Garth is from there, right?
She's from Urbana.
Oh, not Jenny Garth. What's the funny one?
Kirby Lane and Austin.
The blonde, she was in Playboy, but then she wrote mom
Jenny
books.
McCarthy. She's from
Jenny
Chicago.
McCarthy.
Yeah, help people not get vaccines.
She was born in some little podunk town over here that has this like Ships of the Sea museum or something. Like, anyway, like it's like a museum about the ocean or something. Anyway, we've found some fun little like whatever places. It's like, we could road trip to Rip's Chicken.
Yes.
Any Illinoisans should go up to Rip's Chicken in Ladd, Illinois.
Culver's are launching the live chat.
What?
I should live chat with Culver's. So when I did the live the marathon last week for the marketing marathon, raising the money for the emergency dean fund. So there's how's it called? Like, it's a meme thing for students at the University of Illinois.
Musings.
And my students, and someone posted up because we were on the news and everything, and so one of the students just posted that up there, and one person's like, "Oh, if I was teaching this course, that would be easy enough to do that. All it says these are the 4 P's and talk about Culver's and the vending machine and Greg Hall, and then." The guy was really a jerk about it. I knew who the student was too, and I'm like, dude, I totally helped you out. It was really helpful with you what you did.
And you wrote him a recommendation.
I don't know if I wrote a recommendation, but I gave him advice on how to get a job, and I'm like, wow, dude. And so I liked his post, and I was like, hey, dude, if you're gonna rip on me, at least get it right. It's Wohlers Hall vending machine, okay? But I'm cool with Wohlers. And so everyone's like, because I'm like totally that was the thing. Is you get burned, burn him back. Like, dude, if you're gonna burn me. But
right. You burned him sweetly.
Yeah, and I say, hey, and if you feel bad about what you having been caught writing this, why don't you donate to the emergency dean fund? And I put the link in there right there. So it was kind of funny.
There is a lot of that happening with Mark. He's like, put your money where your mouth is, donate.
Yeah. Well, that was my thing. My thing was like hate is gonna hate, play is gonna donate to the University of Illinois Emergency Dean Fund. I was ready. I was ready for people, but no one did that.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Peterson had Krispy Kreme for 10 years. Nick, man, dude.
Woo! I don't know what to say about that.
I'm sorry, my brother.
You know what? I kind of miss northern Minnesota. We should go up to Minnesota. We should go to Knife River.
Okay, so we're going from. Okay, so hold on. So we're doing Route 66 to Texas to New Mexico.
What the hell?
And then we're turning right to Minnesota. I feel like there's are you from Europe and you're going to say that you're going to rent a car in New York?
What else have we got to do all flipping summer?
We got nothing.
So F it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We have our house sitter already lined up, so we're good to go.
We do. Praise God, we got a house sitter already. That's what's amazing about their shitty job. Bad job prospects out there for people. And so we've got college students that we can just say, come on.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And I got a lot. I mean, I've had a lot of students lately that have contacted me like, hey, I've lost my internship.
Yeah.
I lost my job already. Like, do you have any suggestions, anything else? And like for my I'm like, well, yeah, I've said stuff like this. And like one of my students who is one of my really, I mean, he's a really good student. He's one where like, I like this guy. I'm like, I want him to succeed because he cares. He's a hard worker. He does really good work. And there's a lot of cherries down there.
Uh-huh.
And he lost. I'm like, man, if you were losing your internship, dang. And he's like, well, let's see if I can find another. I'm like, I'm sure you can. And I'm like, look, if you can't find something, I will hire you for the summer because he won't be my student anymore because he's taking my classes. So then I'm allowed to hire him. Like, I'll hire you just so you have something on your resume and you can make some money. And like, I will find something for you to do because this kid was like,
come live here with Big Caleb.
Yeah, but well, he's up in Chicago with his parents.
Oh.
So that's the thing is I don't want to like. It's kind of like it's like for the fall, are we doing online or offline classes? And it's really interesting.
Oh no, the president of the university said we are going to do online or face-to-face classes in the fall.
We are.
Did you see that?
When? No.
Yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay.
Damn.
I mean,
we were going to go travel the
and
entire fall. The kids were going to get homeschooled. We're going to see.
You didn't say everybody was going to do them.
Well, I have online and offline.
Yep. Okay, so Nick Peterson says, who do you guys buy travel insurance with? Is it typically the same company every time?
Yes, because it's from Delta. It's Allianz that has it.
So yes, we do Allianz with Delta. We do it every time. And so Derry and I actually were having a conversation about this the other day. And he's like, okay, so should I get this travel insurance? And I was like, oh, hell yeah, you should. It doesn't cover...
Oh, you're just going to say that.
It doesn't cover pandemics. I know, you love me.
I love you with all my heart.
I was just sucking the cherries out of my empty dry cup.
Would you like another one?
I'll make another one.
There's no ice.
Oh, that's okay. I'll make mine.
Woo! Good.
I'm not going to have that.
I'm dying.
So, any hootie. Okay, where was I? Yes. So... Derry and I were talking about this stuff and I'm like, listen, it doesn't cover pandemics, so it's not going to help you with some kind of corona outbreak or whatever, but you get something like don't quote me on this, something like $25,000 in medical insurance, and that's why you do it every time, because if something happens to you anywhere in the world, you need medical insurance, and that's the big one. The other insurance, like if you have to cancel and things like that, that's nice, but that price probably won't put you in the poorhouse. However, you have a medical stay that could actually bankrupt a person. So that's why you do that. And if you are over 65 and you are on Medicare in the United States, Medicare does not cover you outside the United States. So if anyone is over 65, you need to get it. And it's like $26 for your trip, $25.
It depends on the flight.
And it does. It depends on the flight, depends on where you're going, blah, 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 blah. But like, it's a nominal amount considering the benefit you get should you need it. It's priceless. So, okay. Allison says, when you stay in an apartment in Europe, how does the price compare to hotels? I love the idea of being able to cook, etc. when traveling, but as a Marriott employee, I get Marriott rooms for 35 euros. Stick with Marriott, sister. You can't beat 35 euros. So experiences versus discounted hotels. For me, $35 is $35. I mean, you can't beat that. However,
I'd be snuggling up in the corner. $35. You can't beat that.
If you want that experience, like if you're a big cook, like I love to cook. So if you want to do it sometime, maybe now-ish, like next year when I'm going to guess prices are lower, maybe that's the time to try it out. If you really want to stay in an apartment and get that kind of feel.
You do both too.
Huh?
Do both?
Yeah, and like Mark's saying, you can do both. You could do... You can do a hotel for, 5 nights and an apartment for 2 or 3 nights and just see how that goes. But I think it's an incredible an incredible thing either way, but $35, you can't kind of beat that. Okay.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Loving all this Culver's love. Though Culver's doesn't talk to me anymore, so yeah.
Mm.
Route 66, Tom. Route 66, start with Culver's, on to Whataburger, and finish it out with In-N-Out Burger. So that's another thing I want to do.
Sardoris. Thank you, Thomas.
That's one of the
things. I always say it wrong.
That's where I want to.
Thomas lives down the road somewhere.
So that's what I want to do. It's like show the different regional burger places in America, because everyone think, oh, you all eat McDonald's. No, dude, we eat Culver's, or we In-N-Out Burger, or Shake Shack, or whatever. So,
Get no ice. No, that's like a trip in the UK. It's like a trip anywhere in Europe, except Greece. They always have ice in Greece for frappes. So we have no ice because if y'all saw the picture on my Instagram, I accidentally got. Do I need to do the Heimlich?
No, I got a
cucumber stuff. So I got a 9-pound pork tenderloin that was like as long as my arm. There's how long my arm is. It was massive. So because of that, we had to take the little bucket that catches the ice out of our freezer because it couldn't fit all the meat in there. It's a ridiculous amount of meat. So all right, yeah, all right. You guys are all talking amongst yourselves because I'm boring. Portillo's in Northern Illinois for Route 66. We have Portillo's here in Champaign. I like it, okay. But, like, I get salads and stuff there. And I don't get the things everybody else gets. So, yeah. Okay. I love the food at Freddy's, but not always the best customer service. I'm going to say that. I agree. I don't know what it is with Freddy's, but they really have, like, the worst service everywhere. But the food's pretty good. But, like, there was one that opened up here in town, and we were so excited about it. Thomas Reiser, you might be able to weigh in on this. The Freddy's opened in Northern Champaign, and we were like all so pumped because the one in Effingham is so good.
Oh, I love their California.
And we walked in there, and it's like straight filth on the floor. I mean, it was trashed. It's just gross.
And I've gone back 3 times in the 2 years it's been here, and it's been disgusting every time. And I'm just like, so I don't go back. All right. So
you're welcome.
So I have a question. Sue Isaacson. Is that the same as Scorpio Sue? Yes, Portillo's in Northern Illinois for sure. But Sue is asking for some budget tips with traveling with her team. Jocelyn obviously doesn't want to help you, Sue. I do, though. So some tips. When you're traveling with your team, you can still stay in a double room, so you're okay that way. Make sure they have a student ID and get that student ID because you can get the discounts on a lot of stuff for them. Also, like on train tickets, sometimes the fees at museums will be free for under 26s and students and stuff like that, so they can help you out. I think if you're going to travel with them, you want to make sure you're talking to him about things he wants to do because then he'll be more interested because it's things he wants to do, not just what you want to do.
Is it a he?
Yeah, tips is mom. Oh, teenager. Okay. I think it was a son. I could be wrong. Yeah.
Is that just because you have a penis?
No.
Just teasing you. Mark is like the least sexist person I know. Anyway, I just wanted to tease you. So, all right. So you said the student ID thing. You can still share a room, which is great. Food things. So have your main meal at lunch. If you stay in a hotel, often European hotels will charge. Okay, either they don't charge or they charge, right? There's no in between. But if they charge, don't ever pay for breakfast. For breakfast. Never pay for breakfast in a hotel in Europe unless like you're dying for it. Because generally speaking, it is like, it's always a great spread, but you can get that same stuff.
Cucumbers and bread.
But there's cucumbers, there's bread, there's cheese, there's meat.
Hard-boiled eggs.
hard-boiled eggs. There's muesli. There's several kinds of muesli. There's all kinds of teas.
And you can end up paying $20 for that. Or you can go to the bakery down the street and pay $2 to get everyone like a couple croissants.
So in Germany, it's usually free. I don't know why.
They're frugal.
They're frugal. But in France, I would never pay for it because I can walk down and get a beautiful croissant for 60 cents max. So
Well, now it can be more. If you're going to like a place at a train station, it can be a bit more.
It can be a little
So
more.
Andy, yes, good to see that your work includes travel insurance. So my work has some travel insurance that we can get. So I've got the extra insurance for all of us for those things. What's up, Chumbers? Yeah, Gallivanti Gals gets year round. Just jumped up. We probably missed like 900 things.
We're way behind.
Oh, Nora. Hey, Nora. Portillo's would kick me out. I only like ketchup on my hot dogs. So for those of you who know, like it's Chicago is infamous for not wanting ketchup on their hot dogs. The reason why you don't get ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago isn't because they don't want ketchup. It's because if you get a Chicago dog, all the stuff that's on top of the hot dog really mixes perfectly together. And you're like, oh, now I understand. Because the acid and the sweetness and the sour, all that kind of stuff really works perfectly. And that's why you don't put the ketchup on there. But if you don't get a Chicago dog, you get a normal hot dog, yes, get the ketchup on there. No one's going to say anything. It's just if you have a Chicago dog and then put ketchup on top of that with all the things on there, that looks a little weird.
Hey, Liz, you'll be able to help me with this. The place in Tucson, it's a fast food joint, and
I know.
EG's, that's it. I knew it.
Wait, why is that place? Is that the place you like in Tucson?
EG's is the place that has,
Bro,
we're talking about fast food places. EG's has those, the Slurpee things that I love that are like, that's my childhood in a cup. And so, anyway, I just needed to say that because people are talking about all sorts of different places.
We got Lou Monali's in here for about
Scorpio
2
Sue
weeks.
is Sue Isaacson.
Oh, good. I'm glad I can answer your question, Sue. I missed that because I know there was a thing on the Facebook page where people were putting their real name, like who are you and who's your thing.
Lou Malnati's is going to Indy.
A couple locations.
Huh. Oh, you know what's really good? Well, I don't know if it's really good. But Indy has a couple of Peruvian restaurants. So
yeah. Seriously.
The gals, Purdue, any of y'all who are in the Indy area, go look it up. I could drive there. I have no idea what the road is. But you should totally look. And it's outside.
It's like that North Ring Road.
It is. It's off a ring road. But anyway,
we're not.
Holy cow. I don't know. I have to look at a map to kind of figure out where it is. But look up Peruvian food in Indy because Peruvian food, if you haven't had it, is some of the best food ever. I feel really gross eating
in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people got to eat. Oh, Liam, everyone said hi. He's already gone. Liam just told me that's what we're going to tell. He's like, first he went on my phone. And he's like, I'm glad I have a shirt on and not just my underwear. I'm like, yeah, me too, dude. Me too. Yeah. Let's see. Christian I was in France. I got so sick of bread for breakfast. I don't want croissants. Give me some eggs. Yeah. Oh, so here's something that's interesting. So her sister runs some hotels in Florida, and she's like, could you please tell the Germans that we don't do cold? No, Brig, you do not get to eat that. No.
Yeah, I just want to sniff the hummus.
No, you don't get to sniff the hummus.
Give them a cucumber instead. See what happens.
Oh, you want cucumber? Here you go. No, come on, Brig. Oh, he's like, mm-mm. Oh.
He took it, and then he dropped it.
Out. I was like, no, you don't want this, Brig? Here you go.
Hey,
ready?
So In-N-Out Burger is, you have to, Nick Peterson, you have to know the secret menu.
That's
otherwise, yes, Culver's is better. I mean, it's a different thing. Purdue, he says Paris 60 cents for the croissants, plus whatever the pickpocket took. I'm a knock on wood and ask Jesus to watch over me because I have never been pickpocketed in Paris. Bill has. I've never had those issues, and maybe it's because I walk around Paris like I'm gonna kill a man. But I have that attitude. Maybe I don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't know. I hardly ever eat bread, but I do eat bread in France and Italy. sometimes in Germany too.
But I wanted to get back to, there was a question here I was trying to answer
Ketchup on
until
a hot dog?
someone was being really like,
Welcome to my world, bitch.
some with a dog. Thanks.
I thought you were talking to me.
So, oh, dang it.
What, baby?
Oh, Thomas in Savoy. Yeah, I knew that. Thomas in Savoy. Yeah, because I sent you your things. I'm like, wait,
Savoy.
that's in Savoy. So, like, and your P.O. box is in the same place mine is. So that was kind of funny. I'm hungry after all this.
Tom. There isn't Tom or Thomas. It's Thomas. I apologize.
So when only when he's in trouble with his mom.
Benny Lou is like the best postal worker ever. And Mark at the Savoy post office, second best ever.
I think Mark retired.
Really? I haven't been there in a minute.
They have new people. Betty Lou's still there.
Praise God, because I think I'd die without her. We better all get our passports renewed while she's still there. So, Thomas, if you have to get any kind of passport renewal, go to that one because she knows what she's doing. She takes your picture.
Yeah, don't bring pictures. Mm-mm. Don't. Just have her do it for you.
She does all of it. She's absolutely incredible. Fast food, you go to Portillo's or Five Guys. I'm a Chick-fil-A girl. I got to.
I'll go Portillo's over Five Guys. Five Guys to expand it too
Christian's
much.
in his underwear.
Nice.
Oh, my buddy. Said, that makes one of us. So
I love it. So Thomas, I would do Portillo's over Five Guys because the Five Guys. This is one of the things I talk about in my classes. Actually, you had over expansion. Five Guys went super big, super fast. And no one knew what a Five Guys burger place used to be. Like when I would go visit her when we were dating in Savannah, there was a Five Guys there. And it was like an experience to go there. It was wonderful. And now they're kind of crap. But unless you go to and if you go to England, they're like
incredible.
In London, they're awesome. It's like how it used to be. Culver's, end of 2017 through middle of 2018, they overexpanded. And people, like even places that were Culver's for a long time, forgot how to make a freaking Butterburger. I mean, I actually wrote them and said, look, I'm worried about you. You're not doing what you used to do. Now they've got under control. I talked to the people there, and they're like, "Yeah, we overexpanded, but we got it now." So
Lori says, "I found it hard to find 2 twin beds for my adult son last year on our trip to London, Paris, and Barcelona." I find that interesting, Lori, because often Mark and I will get, like a double room, and then a pull out for the kids or something like that. And 9 times out of 10. Our double bed is just 2 singles that have been pushed together with one sheet over the top of it. So like one of us will end up in the crack and the crack will kind of separate. Or sometimes one of the kids would jump in bed with us and we put them between us. And they're just like in this little taco in the middle. So you might, this is an idea, you might just check and see. Sometimes double rooms will be 2 twins. It's in how you're looking and the words you're using to search.
So Lauren wants to know if we can do a Walter's World fanny pack. Maybe it'll be a magic fanny pack. I would wear it like a cool dad. So
I have a couple of fanny packs. My favorite one. It's just a plain, beautiful leather, it's just, there's nothing fancy about it, but it hangs really flat.
Best thing you can get from a guy off the street in, where's it, Milan?
No, I ordered this. I found it was an ad on Facebook. Oh. And I had no idea what the name brand was. But it was a good price and it was like hand stitched leather. And I was like, oh, I'm going to just go ahead and purchase that. And it was a really great price, right? And then, it popped back up in my feed about 6 months later, and I went to click on them and see if they had any more that were like on sale or whatever. Holy shnikes, they're like $150 a pop. And I was like, oh, I'm really glad I got mine for like, I don't know, $25-30. So I got a really good deal, whatever that, Teddy Joel, that was the name. Anyway, beautiful bags. If I could find a human being, an actual human being to make that, and I could support like a person, I would totally put that on there. But I'm kind of picky about particularly fanny packs, because they shouldn't be breakable into, like those kinds of things get a lot of different kind of wear when they're around you rather than being a purse. So I would have to try out several because so everything on our website, clothing wise, we've worn, we've chosen specifically because of packability or because of longevity or whatever. So that would take a lot of work for me. But if I could find like a leather worker, I would totally do that. All right. So, Hey, Darian is here. I'm going to make a video on moving out of state with a smile, no matter how tired you are. Oh, bless your heart. Darian has been working on moving to Georgia. Whoop, whoop, from Florida. Boo. That has to do with football, not states. And this is it. Like he's really making the move. They're going to be fully in Georgia. They've been going back and forth a lot. They're going to be fully there. So he has been making a lot of trips up and down 75. Safe travels to you too. I know you're coming up and down.
Safe, buddy. Good to have you on
if
here.
Anyone can
you missed all the great Florida comments. How like there's no Florida players being drafted, and how Florida players. Oh, they play football?
We don't need to rub it in. The man is moving.
Anymore?
Just leave him be.
They still play
leave
Florida
him be.
Or they still play football in Florida. I get so confused now because, you know.
So anyway, hang on. There were things I wanted to do.
Yes, greasy bag of fries, Derek. That is like, so if you go to Five Guys, they give you your food, put the fries, and then they take another like whole like, I don't know, bushel of French fries and then throw it on top. I mean, you got to respect them for that.
It's so hot here. They used to have small pieces of fruit, but now they're doing it too. Aegis doesn't have fruit in it anymore? Oh, God, that breaks my heart. I was trying
to hide it from you, babe. See? It's like I was trying to hide it from you.
Oh, those bastards.
That's why I scrolled by it to try to help you out.
He makes me curse. Dang, that makes me mad.
So Machete Tezier, one of the great things about Culver's is the kids meal. As an adult, I can get a great kids meal and get my ice cream and collect those Scoopy. Oh yeah, we have everything they have actually, and it's true. So like theirs, you get like it's a full size Butterburger, like the burger, and then you get fries or whatever you want with it. But what's cool is like you used to get that when we used to go there all the time, and now you don't eat. Well, I don't eat buns anymore. So I have to like special order a double Butterburger cheese with no buns.
Well, I doubled my protein intake.
Yes, doubled your protein intake. Anyway.
Why you gotta be all hate?
I gotta be like that because I love Culver's. And there's buns that were made to be Culver's burgers. And those buns are not on Culver's burgers now. Those Culver's Butterburgers are sad because they don't have the buns to keep them warm as they go in your tummy to make you... Anyway. Yeah, no, I like Culver's because the kids don't get the toy right away. They actually have to eat the food, and then you give them the ticket, and they go up and get their custard, and we don't have more crud in our house.
Megan Morris says Derek's face needs to be on the fanny pack. I know he's a big fan of fanny packs and front-facing backpacks.
And he's a good man.
I love fanny packs for the fashion. Mine are kind of cool and chic. I always, there was a Sex in the City where Carrie had this cool Gucci fanny pack, and I always wanted one, so I bought one. I think in Croatia on the street for like $20.
It was
Gucci.
Yeah, I think they call it Gucci. Gucky. It was called Gucky.
It was a really good fake. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
We have a new member. Something just popped up. Well, where's that coming from?
I don't know.
And somebody else was a new member.
April Finley! Oh my goodness. We have almost a whole... Well, we have the three Finleys that actually talk to each other versus your brother who is like,
he doesn't love
never
us.
Around. He's too busy
We're not sure you have a
hanging
brother.
out in his room probably playing Nintendo, whatever.
Oh, April, welcome to the family,
Thanks,
sister.
April. Jocelyn always says you're the funny one.
We all know she's the funny one.
She got some skills with the funnies. So there was actually a new debate going on. What's the best cookie? And one person was saying there's something in North Carolina. Dang it, or South Carolina? Dang it, I lost it.
I don't know, but there was a biscuit.
No, biscuit. Okay. So Sue was saying, hey, throwing out a different food genre. Best biscuits ever. She says the Southerly Biscuit and Pie in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. And then, of course, we have our Delta people throwing out the Biscoff cookies, which is like, Andrew's like, yo, what up? Represent.
Best biscuits you can kind of get like at a fast food place.
Well, like,
Bojangles.
No. They're talking about Biscoff cookies.
Oh, biscuit as in a cookie. Thomas said Betty Lou retired.
What?
Stop that.
I'm never traveling again. I'll never get a new passport.
Well, shit. I mean,
she was awesome.
I really shouldn't drink whiskey in front of y'all.
Well, no, but for Betty Lou, to Betty Lou.
Betty Lou.
She is awesome. Best, awesome.
Damn, that makes me sad. I wonder if they give me her address so I can send her cookies. I used to bring her cookies.
We did bring her cookies. You're right.
I used to bring her cookies because she would help us out so much, and she was just so kind. I would take in cookies. Okay.
Yeah, because last couple times I went, I had these new guys that just were not the same. They were trying, though. They were trying to hustle.
It's just not the same. I'm moving to Memphis in June from California. I've never been there, and I'm pretty scared to move during all of this. Do you guys have advice?
Okay, so
Christian, hang on. Between Mark and I, we have probably lived in over 60 apartments and houses in our lives. I have this house is my mom and I counted it off. And was it like 32? No, that's not right. That can't be right. 27? And
you were up there.
Basically a boatload of houses. So, and I have moved across the country and I've moved across the oceans. Mark has done that. You've moved across many countries and oceans. And so, okay, you go ahead. I'm going to make my drink.
Never during a pandemic, though.
Well, but does that change it?
Well, it changes finding the movers and stuff like that.
Movers, if you have movers.
In times like this, what's going to be tough is when you first move into an apartment complex or a neighborhood or stuff like that. That's when people come and say, hey, you're new to the neighborhood. You get that like welcome back, not necessarily welcome back, but you get that welcoming kind of stuff. And you're not going to have that when you go. So make sure you go on walks, do all those things. So you walk around, get people in your neighborhood that recognize you, and always do the wave because Memphis is still the South. I mean, it's the Mid-South, but it's still the South. And so manners are important to say hi and things like that. We have friends down there that love it. Memphis is actually a really fun place. There are some bad parts of Memphis, though, so you do be careful where you're going to live. So check those things out. Yeah, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay. It's going to be tough because it's kind of like what I always tell exchange students, like, look, your first 2 weeks, no matter how tired you are, you've got to go out. When someone asks you to do something, you say yes because no one asks you a second time. Like, oh, I asked them, they said no. I'm like, yeah, I just got in. I had like 90-hour jet lag. I couldn't function. No, they still remember you said no. So make sure you go out and do that. In terms of moving your stuff, that's what I'm more worried about is if you have movers and things. That's if they're going to move your stuff or when they're going to move your stuff, that can be a pain. And can you drive across the borders? But you're looking at June. Hopefully things are moving like a little bit opened up then so you can get some stuff there. But
okay, Christian, because I know Mark said go out and make friends immediately. This is what I'm going to tell you. Give yourself 2 days. Stay home. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel at home. For me, the first thing when I move and I'm leaving a place, the first thing I do is I take all the pictures off the walls and I put them away because then my house is so much more bare. That makes me feel like I've left. When I move into a place, I give myself 2 days to get my furniture arranged, my major furniture, my pots and pans, and I put things on the walls. And I could leave everything else and do that little by little. But if I can get major furniture in place, if I can get my kitchen set up.
Bye, Museum at midnight.
Good night. See you. And then I can get a few things on the walls. Then I feel like I'm at home. So do whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself feel at home. Make them smaller things, like small time-wise. And then go out and make friends. Because I find that it's really hard to go make friends and all of that if I am not feeling calm and in my own place. Is that good? Does that make sense? So Mark will say immediately go out. I say give yourself 2 days.
Well, no, I'm not saying immediately go out. I'm just saying that when you see people, make sure you're not saying no.
Yes.
Yeah, my mom says Delta cookies are the best. Carl Finlay is a PS4 guy and sometimes Switch, so sorry.
Biscoff cookies are best dunked in Jack Daniels and ginger ale.
Which is what I'm drinking.
It's actually like our thing, but just...
When I have that 6 a.m. flight, I'm like Jack and ginger and the cookies. And it's funny because like I've had flight attendants are like,
hey, we know you.
Wait a minute. 6 a.m. drinking with cookies.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only on the way out. On the way in, I don't drink on the way in because I'm like, hey, we got to drive.
We have to drive,
so.
yeah.
Pimento
amaretto
cheese deli. Oh, biscuit
Hang on.
delish.
Well, stop. After my Italy trip, I made amaretto gelato with Biscoff crumbles. That sounds good.
Oh,
what was pimento cheese? Where did you see pimento?
Right below. Jocelyn has it right. Flaky, buttery bundles of dough.
Mm-hmm.
Pimento cheese biscuit delish.
Yeah.
They are good.
I love pimento cheese.
Well, you said you want to... Oh, that was one of the stuff... Oh, that's one thing she's going to make. Because I think we should make some American food too. Yeah, because then we can...
We'll make pimento.
So for the food videos, for showing the stuff, I think what I want to do is like, you have the traditional like showing people cook stuff and things like that. Like Rebecca, who's not on here right now, but she's been on the other stuff.
Rebecca Point.
It's like, oh, have this.
Is she a member? I don't know that she is.
Well, she writes enough, so she... Yeah. I feel like she is. I don't think she's on tonight. She's not on tonight, but I think she's a patron. I have to look.
But she would be a patron because her name doesn't pop up as a funny thing.
Yeah, but she writes on a lot of our stuff and comments to me on a lot of our other social... Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the thing is, I'm like, wait, I think it'd be good to like show some of the culture and explain it versus like eat this, like not just eat it, but like, why do you eat it? Like explaining like, hey, this is this. So we're trying to figure out ways to make it some more fun stuff.
Are you guys doing any travel planning? Even though we can't travel, I am because I missed the process. Yes. Wait, listen, we're never not planning something. I mean, Mark, it's part of Mark's DNA. It is not feasible. I think if he stopped planning, he would die.
My mom were talking on the phone the other day about this.
No, I hate it when Mark and Kathy start talking.
She's online.
I know. But when you two start talking, it means that I am suddenly packing my bags and I don't even know anything about it.
Well, we just make it easy. Okay. We make it easy for you so you don't have to think about it. You just like go and be wonderful and just enjoy yourself.
And we never don't have a good time. It's just that he'll get off the phone with his mom, not say anything to me. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, we're going to 35 countries. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, like, hold on. Anyway.
April Finley, I'm sorry I haven't said anything ever since you jumped on. It takes some time to get down there, but I think this is a vital one. April asks, Mark and Jocelyn, what are your favorite desserts no matter how complex? I want to know what to bake when you come down to Dallas-Fort Worth. So I like Kathy Walter's French oak chocolate pie.
I like things with fruit and whipped cream.
Yeah, seriously, just get her a bucket of Cool Whip and then make the French chocolate pie for me.
I really am pretty simple. Like I could use some with the lady fingers, trifle. I love trifle, except that lady fingers all have gluten and I can't really eat much of that anymore. But anyway, that's like fruit and yeah, that's it.
Let's see.
Oh, man tanks. You guys, between Liz and Megan, they are having the best conversations about clothing and designing whatever. Listen, I did take some clothing design stuff, so I'm in on that. If you guys want to, we can DM about that later.
Well, you have tank tops. You have those smooth tank tops you wear. We have those on the site, or it's something else. I don't know. Are we talking about like man tanks, like Daleks going around?
No, like wife beaters. I don't know what else.
You have a wife beater.
But they're not on our website.
Yes, they are.
They're not wife beaters. There's a difference. Oh. It's okay.
I'm sorry, I never wore those because they were trashy for me. Because I look like I should
You're
be out.
You're just trashy.
I should be out, like, you know.
All right.
Yell at people in my yard.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, but live in Indy now, and no one
knows what pimento cheese is here.
What?
Yeah, and that's what she's shocked because it's such an everyday thing in the South. No, and the thing is with Gallivanti Gals, I'm the same way. My mom made pimento cheese when I was a kid. I remember that, and so I knew about it, but it was like there's probably a 15-year window I never had it, and then there was this girl in the South I went to visit, and they had this cheese stuff, and I was like, this is really good. My mom used to make this. She's like, oh, and she didn't think anything of it, but you know.
Yeah. Christian says, I'm just concerned about making friends during pandemic. I don't know what the social climate will be. Don't know a soul out there. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know about Memphis, but Nashville was still partying 2 minutes ago. Tennessee has been a little bit more laid back about the pandemic than a lot of other places. And so it's going to depend on how you feel. I will tell you, if you have a dog, dogs are a really great way to make friends. I'm not saying go out and
they're
get
less
a dog
annoying
just
than
for
children.
that. Yeah, what are our children yelling about? Is
he's
he playing
video
the
games.
video games?
He's playing video games.
So, anyway,
Kayla!
I moved to Savannah when I was 20-something, and I didn't know a soul. Actually, I take that back. The only person I knew was the Baptist minister who married my aunt and uncle. I am not Baptist. I had only met him when I was 5.
She's not a minister.
But I had only met him when I was like 5. But I went down there, and you know, he's known my family forever. And so, and he and his wife welcomed me in. We hung out, like things were wonderful. And he taught me a lot about the city and things. And I ended up making a lot of friends, mostly because I had a dog, I swear. Walking the dog got, you know, you just ended up talking to people. But when you work, I know you're a musician, but you'll get into something, and God, you're gonna love
and musicians. And the thing is, as you know, Christian musicians are really hurting hard now. And the thing is you're going to come in there, you're going to start working there, and when the music starts up again, there is the whole musician scene there that's really big. So you'll have that. Also, here's a good thing about the whole pandemic is we all have something to talk about, because you're going to come in and you're going to have the story of like, yeah, and I had to move during the pandemic. Dude, what was that like? Like, tell me about it. Like, that whole story there is going to give you something to talk about. I mean, you know, as a musician, you have to like find a way to connect with the audience. You're like, hey, who else loved that pandemic, huh? I learned a few bars along the way, and you play and do your stuff. I mean, you're going to have ways to talk.
Yeah, you'll automatically have an in that we all have a commonality. Literally, the world has a commonality right now. So that's a good in. But, you know, music and Californians, please don't take this the wrong way, any of you Californians. The rest of this country looks at you and you're like, we're all kind of like, what are they? They're different than the rest of us. Like, there's something.
But they're fun.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. That's why I'm saying don't take it the wrong way. We all look at California and you're like this amalgamation of so many things, because California is like its own state. It's like Texas. Same thing. You look at Texas and you think they're just their own thing. So you're going to be like a little bit special because of that, right? I mean, you're just going to be special. So don't rely heavily on all of those things, but know you can pull them out of your pocket if you need to talk, right? Kathy said, get ready. Thanks.
Yes. Purdue's like, I have so many trip airfare alerts set up. I keep saying Indy or Chicago to insert wherever. Daily prices, still not sure who is flying these flights at the moment. That's my thing. It's like, I've seen some incredible prices. I'm like, and that's just it. Like, if I could book, like, I'm looking like, even for like next spring, I'm like, maybe we could, but I'm like, I don't know. So it's like, where do I feel places will definitely open up? Like that's one of the things we're looking at for next year. We're looking like Central America, Caribbean, South America, like stuff that's like very U.S. influenced, because they know like the tourism coming down.
Right.
They'll
be ready faster,
they'll be,
maybe.
Well, not just ready for it, but they'll be like, hey, we're going to bring them in because that brings a lot of cash in. So we're looking at those things. Like, I see Europe staying closed longer than other places for some reasons, but it is really kind of interesting.
There was a closet tour.
What?
Showing Derek's massive tie collection.
What?
Shit. I mean, shoot.
Was that when we were filming the kids videos? The kid, like, so Josh and I filmed yesterday. We filmed reading books to kids in
bedtime
stories.
Yeah.
So the one time we do good things for society, Derek shows us all his sweet gear.
Well.
Man.
Okay, hang on. French. I do like cheesecake. Do you like jammy dodgers, Jennifer? I don't know what a jammy dodger is, but it sounds like fun.
It's a treat. It's a tart. It's a
I love tarts.
Look it up, jammy dodger. It's a traditional British thing. You'll see it like, I know that.
Like the fruit tart.
Kind of. Let's see. All these food things make me drool. Tennessee is opening May 1st.
Oh yeah, I've had those.
Yeah, the Danish cookies.
Yep. I'm good with that. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. You eat a whole tin of those. Like
I don't eat a whole tin.
Not you, Jenna. The royal we.
Andrew's parents will be moving at the end of May. I know things are going to be a little bit crazy. Thomas, don't miss the travel planning. Just plan trips. And know that you'll take them someday. You don't have to do... And the thing is,
they might open up and might get a good deal. And you can go and like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, that's really true. Like, it would be a great idea for all of us. Dream big and just put out your favorite stuff and figure, maybe someday. And then you'll be ready when it happens, right? I definitely plan to keep performing, but I'm actually moving there to work as a teacher. Oh, well, that's cool.
That's cool.
Congratulations.
So if you're going to be teaching, are you going to be, it's for Christian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you teach him music, Mark Finley teaches music as well. You guys could like,
that you guys could chat
thing. I like Mark Finley saying these chats have such a different dynamic now that we are getting to know each other so much better. It's true. That Facebook group, I knew I should have probably started something earlier, but you just get so overwhelmed with everything. And that's why, because Mark Finley was like, dude, I found this on here. I'm like, yeah, you know what, Mark, you're right. We got to do this. And then, Mark, the floodgates open. We got all these awesome people on here. So it's so nice to see.
Yeah, it is. It's really amazing.
Let's see.
Mache and I look at California and wonder. She's like, I'm from California, and I look at California and I wonder. I'm glad that you understand.
Wait, if you need great Italian pizza that is frozen, try frozen pizza? I'm not sure. Well, let's see. Yeah, people do tend to think Memphis is the bad area of New Orleans, or not New Orleans, of Tennessee. But there's some good stuff there. I got one of my best buddies who lives there.
Yeah,
I go down once a year to go see him.
You know what? I love the music that comes out of Memphis. I'm like a big fan. Just let me soak that up.
Have you filmed the Irish Candies video with the kids?
Oh, Scottish. Yes, Scots.
Well, no, we did the UK candy. We have not got the Scotch.
We have Scotch stuff in our
closet. And then people and Peter Barrett sent us Australian candy and stuff. That's not
here yet.
So we have not filmed that one yet. And the thing is, like this week, oh my god, the last 2 weeks,
Freshetta is good.
Have been just like overwhelming, and that's why like trying to figure out how to get everything done, it's just been nuts. So that's another thing. It's like
Derek's a fashion icon now.
That's right. I always knew that. His kids would tell you the same thing.
Let's see. Derek?
Oh, Derek. Oh, that's Darian.
No, Derek.
Darian's the fashion icon. Yeah, Derek. Oh, yeah, Derek has got. Yes, I missed the tie thing, but he does have his wine collection. He does have his stuff, though. Liz, your hair was fantastic yesterday, by the way. I was like, dude, the curls. That's fun. Awesome.
Yeah, it was
if
good.
you look at their live feed on Sunday picture, she's got the curly cues going, looking good. Derek, usually you look better. You still look fantastic, my friend. But you got to up the game. You got to put some curls in your stuff too. Use some like product or something, because
you have special problems.
I'm not getting crap. They've got Tanat. It's my jealousy of their Tanat collection.
Sue says, so I was saving to go to Rome next March with my son during spring break. Italy, good idea, or do Ireland, which we also want to see. Wait, so undecided. So you have time. Listen, that's almost a year off. You've got time.
Yeah.
Let's see how things go. But
because you're not going to book.
Why don't you, since we all have a little bit different time on our hands, go ahead and plan both. Plan both trips out, like I said, to Thomas. Plan them both and see, what comes of it, and then you'll be ready either way.
Yeah, and means of travel.
Oh, would love history, but maybe English.
The thing is like it's the weather kind of stuff. Yes, you have much better weather in Italy. You'll still have a good time in both of them. It just matters what you're gonna do.
Yep.
I would actually say is talk to your kid and see do the planning with them and say which one would you rather do and let them choose, because then they buy into it. Because once the kids buy into it, it's like when we went to Costa Rica, Mexico, Iceland, other places that our fans voted, but also the kids were like, this is the place I want to go. It was so much easier to get them really excited for it and they really want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm dying right now.
Rome is our number one. And then Fierce Mice says, my young teens loved Rome, and we're looking at taking them to Ireland soon.
Yeah. Well, so you can have a good time with them.
And our kids have been great in both. They're
Well, no, in Ireland, you can't keep the kids in the pub after like 9, so you're going to have to eat dinner a little earlier if you're a late night eater.
Depending on how old your teen is.
Yeah, they're 16. It's 16
or 17?
Up, they can be in. Under 16, they can't.
Is it under 16 or 16 and under?
I think it was under 16.
Well, anyway, you're going to be like right around there at that time period. You'll have to double check because we're dumb. And yes, very good point about the weather in Ireland at that time. However, Ireland's always kind of good. Like, I mean, we've been there in December. We've been there in the spring. It's
fall,
it's
winter,
right.
Summer. Yeah, I mean, everywhere's nicer in the summer.
The gals are going.
Later, gals.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, that's right. We got that tomorrow, don't we?
Yep.
I have to set an alarm these days. I'm like, we got something.
I don't know how you do it. You're on all the time with posts. We're on.
I'm not sure either.
It's crazy.
So Jennifer wants to know, have you ever done house sharing? We have not done house sharing with our house because no one wants to come here.
No. So I reckon that because of the current economic climate, this may be a way forward. So our friends at Growing Up Without Borders, Chantal and Tyler she's Canadian, he's Swiss. They have a home in Switzerland, and they house share that because they travel. They go for like months and months at a time, and they do house share thing. And so that takes out all the cost for them anywhere they stay. So it works really well for them. We haven't done it. We have rented houses and things, but we haven't done the house sharing thing. I have my good friend Jan used to do that. But Jan had they were rather wealthy-ish, and she had 2 apartments on Miami Beach, and so they lived in one, and they did the house share thing with the other one, and they let that one to some people some Italians, and then they stayed at their place in Rome, and the place that they stayed in Rome was like outrageous. I mean, as outrageous as having 2 condos and on the strip in Miami. So, I mean, I guess it's equal trades, right? I don't know.
So Megan Morris, can we see a closet tour of Mark's vast T-shirt collection?
Oh my god!
So my plan was to film all these classes with this in the back. Remember, I had the superheroes there, and I was just going to film a bunch of videos and just switch T-shirts. So I've got like 20 T-shirts. They're in my office. Thank you.
There were at least 25, 30 T-shirts, first of all, and they flipping sat on my sofa for like 4 days. I was going to kill him. I'm like, just get rid of them.
They're in my office.
I know, but it took days to get them out of my living room.
I was filming, I was switching.
No, you weren't. Not nearly enough to justify them being in my room.
Well, you never know when you could use the right T-shirt.
So
because otherwise you get wearing the same T-shirt as your wife and you look like a fool.
I have this rule. Shut up, Mark. I have this rule. I don't really care what your bedrooms look like. Private rooms can be as messy as you want, but public rooms should always be ready in case people come over.
Especially during that quarantine. Because ain't nobody coming to our house.
Ain't nobody coming over.
Yet the house is cleaner than it's...
So nobody's coming over, but I still need to have like a clean place. I no longer have a clean place because I live with 3 little pigs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jennifer says, I'd be terrified to house share in case Verity wreck the other house. I'd be worried they wreck my house because we're really good with that. Like we respect the houses we go to, but I know not every Airbnb or every house sharing place does respect it. And that's one thing. It's like we don't have nice stuff, but like the masks I have from our travels or the things we have, like those things mean a lot to me. And
they're worthless.
It's
but
worthless.
They mean something.
They're worthless, but they're priceless at the same time.
Right.
Like Marie Antoinette, like that experience, or Caleb's painting that he did, or like our time. It's just like you look at it and you're like, no, that's means something.
However, typically when you're doing a house like swap, I wish I remember the name of that company that Jan had given. She gave me a book of it. But anyway, it was more like people were vetted, and the houses were vetted so that they would be a certain, level of whatever, obviously, because these people were rather wealthy. So they didn't have any issues like that. So anyway, yes means to travel. I agree. Having a tidy house makes this a little more bearable.
I'm working on. I've vacuumed.
I'm
trying.
I've always thought the best living arrangement ever would be for me to have like a little tiny granny cottage in back with just a little
and then
bathroom.
Send us there?
No, that's where I live. Oh. I just live in my nice little, I'd have a lot of shelves with books, a Japanese toilet, a walk-through closet, and shower, and I wouldn't need much else. I'd come in here and cook for all of you every day, and you guys could have your pigsty.
But we put the mother-in-law quarters in the front, so people showed up, they would see that, and then this junk is in the back with all our mess.
Why can't you just be neat and clean?
I am neat and clean-ish.
Shit.
Some days. I do my best. Why are you being mean to me?
Because I'm just picking on you.
I know. I did nothing wrong.
Favorite. September's still on for travel, and no plane trips canceled yet. Yeah, we haven't had anything canceled that far out. Yet.
We still have, because I still have a flight next month that hasn't been canceled yet, and then but I'm like I'm not going.
Kathy said, "Could someone please get the cat hair out of my house?" You know what? Shark vacuums are really good. They have this one that has this fluffy roll on the front. What the heck's that called? The Apex, I think. And it really picks up pet hair really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that might help.
I think Brian makes a good point. Their junky house would still go to your nerves.
So that's the truth.
Let's see. Yeah, Mark Finley. Dude, Mark Finley's been on a roll. Says, on a roll here, but like on a roll what he's doing at home. I told Mark today I'm starting all kinds of around the house projects just to keep me busy. If I'm busy, I'm not driving Terry nuts talking about trip planning. Exactly. And so Mark is like...
What do you mean exactly? You don't even know what that means.
No, I'm following him on Facebook, so I see all the things he's done.
I thought you meant that you understood that he was driving Terry crazy with trip planning.
Well, Terry said he's driving her crazy with trip planning.
Oh.
April, don't you agree?
I thought you understood because you were driving me crazy.
No, I didn't even tell you about all the trips I've planned. I have on my whiteboard. It's
I thought we were talking about. I thought we had been talking about them, but apparently we haven't.
We've been mentioning it. I've been like planning. So yeah, I got kind of set up that way. Any hootie.
Yes, a she shed. I could use a she shed.
Oh, Mom's going to bed. Good night, Mom. Love you.
Oh, good night, Kath.
Lori says, my son is a pig and I have to clean up all the time. Yeah. Boys suck that way. But we're so lovable and we love our mamas. Like, I love my mom. She's awesome. I love the mama of my babies. Love you, baby.
I love you. I just don't love you in the boys' pickishness.
Terry's like, I did? Yes, Terry, you did.
I did. You did.
That's what it seemed like. No, Mark Finley has like totally like redid his garage. I think that you said it's like your dad's workbench that you said hadn't been cleaned in like 25, 30 years. And you got that. I'm like, wow, you must have gone through your honey-do list. Like, and we're getting down to the
nitty gritty.
Yes, like I'm cleaning out the inside upper part of the fake fireplace we have here just in case. I mean, it's funny, like, I don't know how you all are, but, like, I had spring break the first week of quarantine. And that's when I got the basement cleaned out. I got the garage cleaned out. That had never been cleaned out, all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, you had to go back to work, and so it kind of slowed down. And now it's kind of like grind to a halt. They're not getting anything done. And now I'm like, no, we're going to get things done. Like, so we got another one. We're going to get back on it.
All day today, I was like, Mark, I'm just so lazy this week. Seriously, I know it. I know I've been lazy. Why are you making faces?
My contacts are bound me because it's late.
You're hateful.
I'm hateful.
At least I'm out there with my hatefulness.
That's right.
But I haven't been dang lazy, and I'm like, you know what it is though? It's like energy begets energy. Instead of getting up and going on a walk in the morning, I've been like getting up and sitting on my phone for an hour or two. Like, that's bad. Oh, shut up. But I mean, like, I've just been...
I like Andrew. I'm changing the layout of every room.
I did that to Kathy, my mother-in-law's house, because they'd had the same carpet for like 35 years. And they finally got new flooring stuff. And I was like, hey, there's this one cabinet. And I just have always thought it would be really cool if we just turned it this way. And Kathy was like, oh my gosh, that's really great. I ended up moving every stick of furniture in her house. No joke. Except her bed in their bedroom. But
there's nowhere to go in that room.
But we still rearranged other things in that bedroom. I mean, we had so much fun. I love rearranging furniture.
So Megan has a great one. Megan's like, stop all the planning. Y'all know everyone on this chat is going to the UP when things open up, and we're hosting and we're hooking up there.
We're coming. Yeah. Yes, let's do it. I think we should.
Oh, poor Jennifer. Both my kids are pigs. I've given up on cleaning after them during lockdown. Verity decided to paint our walls with her crayons, and Percy decorated his walls with 6 sticker books. Oh, bless Jennifer, your heart.
Hey, Jennifer, you know what? I've always thought this would be wonderful. My kids never made a really great something on the walls.
Terry, it's like the 10th time. He didn't tell you.
They, generally speaking, didn't really color on the walls. But I always thought if they did, I would just take a frame and just hang it up over that and make it like a framed thing. That's my plan anyway. If my kids, at 9 and 13, I don't think
Liam did that on the walls in the kitchen. Like the kids never drew on the walls ever. Then one day Liam's like all the way around the kitchen.
But that was at the old house.
Yeah, no, I know it was a rental.
It wasn't at our house.
It was at the rental, not our own stuff. It was at the rental. He did that.
Yep.
So I think there was one on here I wanted to talk about. Terry, he's done like 10 or 20 times. Ronnie Dub. Working from home and still haven't touched anything in my room to clean. You are winning quarantine, my friend. Boom. Right there.
Everybody's going to the UP. Megan, you better be ready because the onslaught of Walter's World people is coming.
All right. Last is the computer desk tomorrow after the morning. That's right. After clean the computer desk, Andrew's finishing it off then.
Christian, I can't even, I don't know how that happened.
This is why I don't have a cat. I don't have a cat.
I don't even know how
our dog did that back in the day because he was old. So.
Well, he just it wasn't on the wall. He would just lie down and it would come out. Sad.
I feel like Terry is trying to call out Mark.
No, Terry says that Mark has only switched vacation plans for the second time, maybe the third. He needs something to do.
That's why I was giving all the hand signs, babe. Like it's not the second or third.
Terry, I think that
it's only been 4 times, Terry. Right, Mark? Only 4 times. I know not what she speaks of. I am here, but for the serve.
I think that he has only told you about 2 or 3, and he's actually doing like 50,000. Which is good for him to not tell you that because it would just make you crazy.
See, even more. It's true. I think about different scenarios for travel 10 different ways all day, just like I do. So it is totally fine. He is just thinking of all the eventualities in case something else happens to keep his wonderful, amazing wife safe, sound, and entertained during vacation. Mark, you deserve an applause for being a wonderful husband who was looking out for his wife.
Chris said my mother would rearrange the living room. I broke my toe walking through the living room coming home from work when in college. That's so funny.
Yeah, my mom did that once. My brother fell over the Christmas tree.
Our biggest fear is our dog will poop and our robot vacuum will streak it all.
If you look online, you will see like videos and posts about that, and it's just it just did. Because there's the ones that go up and down like this, and there's other ones that like randomly go. And so it's like spelling some kind of weird like alien language with the poop everywhere.
Oh my goodness. Oh, man. Sometimes I just want to watch The Amazing Race reruns and he's out here looking at flights again. April.
We understand. We understand. All right.
All right, kids.
Yeah. Oh, we're at 2.5 hours, so we'll hop off now so we can get some time with the boys. Because we got to be on. We're on again in
the morning.
10.5 hours. We'll be back again for with the riffraff. Now with our fancy friends here. So riffraff.
We love them
I'm
too.
kidding. We love it. It's good. So we really appreciate everybody. You all been awesome. Just to review some of the stuff. So this Saturday will be the last Saturday live feed that we do all the time. Wednesday, Whiskey and Wine Wednesdays will go through the month of May. We're going to keep those going because we're all on quarantine and stuff like that, but just too much work going on right now. So we'll do a few.
We're beat up.
We're beat up. But we still have, if you notice right
10:30.
here, I have the next two member-only feeds. So Saturday, May 9th at 9 a.m. So next Saturday, we're taking a break. Saturday after that, we're going to hang out with y'all. And then Friday, May 22nd at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so Chicago time, we'll be back on.
It's Central Daylight Time now.
Oh.
But it's all the time. We're never changing again because Illinois finally did something really brilliant.
So it was perfect for me to say Chicago time all the time. So have that. So we'll be on there for those. So we'll have our special times. So we'll have those things.
Yes.
But we're going to throw in some more fun stuff. So we'll have some more of those throwback Thursdays and stuff, those things. Wow, yeah. Jen, you're a hardcore.
You're amazing.
Yes. Thank you for staying up. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe she was cleaning for the kids that made all the messes.
Maybe.
So, getting off
trying
the wall.
to scrub stuff off the walls.
Yeah. Anyway, love you all. Amit. What does it mean?
A shout out to Amit. Have you heard of Anthony Bourdain? Best from the Riff Raff? That was a funny question. I was like, well, yeah, we have heard of Anthony. That was pretty comical.
Yeah. We get some good ones sometimes. Anyway, wish y'all a good night. Thank you for being thanks for being such wonderful supporters and everything. It means a lot to us. Y'all make this a fantastic time.
We love to watch your friendships develop too, and we enjoy being part of it. So thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will see some of you at least in the morning.
Yep. So wish y'all good night.
Good night.
Bye.